Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet.
There we go, people. There we go. Never a fucking dull moment in this fucking team, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I put the booze in there too, might as well. This is an absolute clown show. I mean, fucking A, man. One more time for Art.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet.
Y'all see that skip and a hop? You saw that skip and a hop? That's the type of football we were playing yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my days, bro. Wow. Ladies and gents. I mean, what do I say? This is crazy. Ladies and gents, if you don't know how to read and you just happen to stumble upon this YouTube video and ran into the stream and you happen to be a Chelsea fan that cares, Liam Rosenior has been sacked.
That's gonna be enough. Still see more iced. Sorry.
Okay, today was my dream game, my first trophy, man of the match, two goals. The gaffer is very good.
He's gone, just like that, ladies and gents. our pen pal, our locker room buddy, our longtime friend, is our LinkedIn buddy is gone from Chelsea Football Club. He's done. He's been sacked with immediate effect, and there's been so much briefings in regards to all of it happening. So yeah, stick around. We're going to talk about everything and anything that's coming out in regards to the story. It's going to be an easy 3-hour show because more of the panel is going to show up, and god damn, man, it's a day. It's a day. Some of you will probably say, you know, a silver lining. Listen, ladies and gents, there's no silver lining in this. Literally, Arthur getting sacked does nothing for Chelsea. It does nothing for Chelsea. We're still fucked. Bro, we have no managers. We have no fucking players. We have no new stadium. We have no bitches. We have no swag, no money. We don't have shit. This club is cooked. It's cooked. Oh man, we're gonna talk about it. Ladies and gents, be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here, if you're just joining us, and be sure to hype up the video if you are watching this in the future, because bro, we're gonna need it. It's gonna be a struggle for the rest of the season and for the foreseeable future, ladies and gents. Oh man, Oliver, I got a lot of tweets to go through. We're gonna go through all of them, but big up, brother. How are you feeling about the news? We'll start with that.
I'm happy it happened. Like, I agree that medium term, short term, even long term, this makes no difference. We still have the people in place who made the decision in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem in and of itself. But I had a dopamine rush when the announcement hit, because he is literally the worst Chelsea manager I have ever seen in my entire life. And I say that without exaggerating. Honestly, I'm glad it's over as short as it has been. I'm glad it didn't last any longer, because we had much longer under Graham Potter, and
Bro,
I couldn't imagine this tenure going on as long as that.
We had longer under Lampard, I'm pretty sure.
Which one?
Second shift Lampard.
Yeah, because Lampard only lasted about 2 months. Yeah.
I think he lasted longer than Lampard, because I think Lampard was here 3 months, not 2 months.
No, because Potter got sacked. No, because Potter got sacked in April, so it was about.
That was April.
Probably about a month and a half, actually.
February. All right, never mind.
No, it was April.
All right, never mind. So he wasn't as short as second tenure Lampard. But continue on.
Yeah, but it couldn't go on any longer. Like, I don't see Champions League football as an achievement like this club does, but ultimately they do, and they've made the decision that they need to have any chance of reaching that objective, because
You said Champions League. We'll get to it. Yeah.
Well, European football in general. Obviously, the club wants Champions League, but we're hemorrhaging goals for fun, even worse than we were under Enzo Maresca. Our attack is now non-existent. Our worst form in nearly 120 years in the Premier League, in First Division football in England. So it could really go no other way. And also with the press conference yesterday, I didn't watch the game. I saw highlights of it, and it was what it was. I didn't expect anything different. The press conference probably sealed it a bit with, calling out the players for stuff. He didn't do that before. That was a very drastic switch. So the writing was kind of on the wall, and especially with there was a news cycle this morning and in the midday, you could kind of tell where it was going. It was very reminiscent of Maresca, how there was a news cycle leading up to his resignation.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on that news cycle, I might as well start this off, because this is, give or take, what was being touted in the very beginning of the day. Again, I found out about the sacking just by innocently logging into YouTube, afternoon, after having a bunch of meetings in the morning, and I found out, oh shit, he actually did get sacked. But yeah, first tweet I got for you guys, a PYS tweet here, and is Kinsella and Sammy Mockbell reporting apparently that concerns have been raised about Liam Rosenior's ability to lift the squad for the remaining games. A number of players are unconvinced by the manager. Chelsea currently deciding whether to stick with Rosenior or sacked from Fabrizio Romano. That was this morning, 8 a.m. This comment. We continue on. Chelsea in talks over Rosenior's future, with potential successor expected to require Premier League coaching experience. So this is what you were talking about. So this is when we'll get to the links later on. I kind of chat what I kind of want to do today. Let's kind of go through this chronologically. What was the build up to it? What happened and what the details were, why it happened, and then just the criticism from all over the internet in regards to this, from big outlets, and then we'll go into links, because I think me and Oliver developed a realistic three people that are actually going to come at this job. Knowing these fucking losers. So anyways, Chelsea in talks over a senior or potential successor expected to require Premier League coaching experience. Sources question which top-class manager would take Chelsea job in current circumstances, together with the collaborative approach and likelihood of no UCL. If Rosenior were to go, Callum McFarlane could step in as interim, according to the Guardian Sport. And again, this is like an hour from that first briefing that we got. Sky Cava also earlier today, saying the following: I thought it was interesting after the game last night that he seemed to suggest that he would be picking the team for the FA Cup semi-final against Leeds on Sunday, because he made a point of saying, I'm going to make sure I pick the players who are going to represent the club in the proper way. That was choof. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this morning at Chelsea's training ground, the senior executives there will be discussing what happened last night and what they need to do next. And ladies and gents, what they did next is as follows. Chelsea Football Club released an official statement. Club statement, Liam Rosenior. Chelsea Football Club has today parted company with head coach Liam Rosenior. On behalf of everyone at Casually FC, we would like to place on record our gratitude to Liam and his staff for all the efforts during their time with the club. Liam has always conducted himself with the highest integrity and professionalism following his appointment midway through the season. This has not been a decision the club has taken lightly. However, recent results and performances have fallen below the necessary standards, with still so much more to play for this season. Everyone at Chelsea wishes Liam every success in the future. Callum McFarlane will take charge of the team as interim head coach until the end of the season with support from existing club backroom staff as we strive to achieve European qualification and progress in the FA Cup. As the club works to bring stability to the head coach position, we will undertake a process of self-reflection to make the right long-term appointment. Okay. I'm sorry. I laugh at that line specifically because as I'm reading the part of, as the club works to bring stability to the head coach position, in my head, I was thinking, well, yeah, that's not going to fucking happen as long as you guys drive him away. And then the following sentence is, we will undertake a process of self-reflection. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. But it's probably not going to happen. And I pointed out, people, European qualification, okay? Not Champions League, not Europa. They're just broad statement. European qualification.
You know why they said that?
Why?
Because they know Champions League's finished.
Yeah, probably.
So they can't be made to look like they failed their objective. So now European football is the objective.
Yeah. So exactly, it's just European football in general. Ideally, Europa, because you're still in the FA Cup, you can get a one-way ticket there. If they really want to Hail Mary and put all their eggs in that Europa basket in the FA Cup, I don't know. And also, I mean, I'll wait till Ahmed gets here, but also, like, yeah, it's not going to be Champions League, 100%. More on the following people. Fabrizio Romano confirming it as well. Chelsea decided to sack Liam Rosenior with immediate effect. It's over after 4 months and 5 consecutive defeats with 0 goals scored. Big up Staffy, man, with another one bites the dust. Yeah, another one did bite the dust. This one, was walking down the street and bit the pavement. Chelsea had included a break clause into Liam Rosenior's contract and will not pay out full salary for the next year's fee to be lower. Some players lost faith in the manager change was seen as inevitable. Results always come first despite support. Breaking. Chelsea Park Company, this is David Ornstein. Chelsea Park Company with head coach Liam Rosenior wanted to give 41-year-old much longer, but results dictated otherwise. FA Cup and Champions League push key factors. Callum McFarlane to take interim charge before permanent appointment this summer. And let's see if I have any more tweets in this part. Okay, we do. So Fabrizio came out and said everyone at Chelsea tried their best to support Liam Rosenior to get Champions League and work together in the summer. Liam was involved in potential signing talks. Chelsea were showing full support, but the situation was impossible and they had to fire him. Chelsea did put a clause in Rosenior's contract in January, which stops them from paying him, crazy money. Now he's gone. And Iqbali, we'll get to this next segment, but Iqbali has asked his leadership team, headed up by Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, to start drawing up a short-term contingency plan. Oh, man. I mean, first things first, I need to point out something, chat, and Oliver. This guy was signed on a 6-year contract. I hope you understand that. He didn't even complete an eighth of his contract before he got sacked. Do you understand? This guy, Arthur, had 6-year-long contract. Now, they learned from their lesson with Graham Potter and didn't have to pay out all the exorbitant amount of money because there was a little break clause. But understand, what I'm trying to get at is that these contracts don't mean shit. They don't mean a damn thing. You could lose your job at any point. And you know what? It goes for the directors as well. Because I can't imagine that Igbali would be so stupid to actually think he is the sole, like, he's the reason why everything's going bad, even though he is. Let me explain. He hired people that are also steering him in the wrong direction and getting him shit results. Those people will probably be needed to take accountability soon if they don't get results. And I'm not hearing glory, praises, and high regards towards Paul Wynn-Stewart and Paul Wynn-Stanley and Lawrence Stewart. I might as well call them Paul Wynn-Stewart. They're two of the same people. So, hey, I think pressure's on the directors now too, which is great.
How long is soon though?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Because you talk about they talk about a need to reflect. The only appropriate reflection starts and ends with Rosenior leaving and these two leaving with him. They walk out of the same door. That hasn't happened, so this reflection is immediately a failure. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I just don't know. Again, what more is it going to take? These sporting directors hired Pochettino, who wasn't a fit for the team. They did an interview saying he was a fit for the team. They didn't sack him, which cost us Champions League football. They then drove Maresca out of the club by insisting on not giving him a centre-back. And then they hired this guy. How many failures did I just list there? And Igbali still hasn't pulled the trigger.
6 managers, bro. Six coaches.
All that without mentioning the terrible recruitment.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, how many times do you got to get it wrong? How many times until Igbali gets tired of chants against his name when he goes to the stadium, has to be escorted in a secret Uber X or some bulletproof fucking vehicle because now his directors are getting doxxed. Like, brother, at some point, the people you hired, you gotta be that dickhead and fire them because they're fucking you over, bro. And you did this to yourself. I don't feel sorry for Igbali, but it's just like, brother, can you stop being stupid? Like, what are you doing? They're disrespecting your name. There's literal chants at the stadium telling you to fuck off. Literally. How much more disrespectful? How much more disrespect can you take, man?
He couldn't care less, I'll be honest.
He might not. But
as long as he keeps getting the invitations to his billionaire circle jerk press conferences, he does not care.
Yeah.
Like that's the circle of people that he'll take advice from, not football fans.
It's so ridiculous. So everything that's happening right now, like, it's just wow. And you know what? Like, I know people are relentless and ruthless when it comes to Liam. Listen, I think what EE said here before is absolutely spot on. We ruined his career for no reason, and we're still going to be just as shit with Callum.
I need to push against that.
The thing is, though, like, before you push against it, I feel bad for Liam. One, because he was pretty much forced to take the job. Let's be honest. I know people like to think he had the option, the opportunity, and frame it in that way, but put yourself in his position. He gets asked to take the Chelsea job. He probably knows, or I would like to believe, right, that if I'm working in a toxic work environment, I would like to believe that I would probably know about it and I would just put on a smile in the face and just keep pushing because it's paying my bills, right? And I think to an extent, Liam is smart enough to know, yeah, what the fuck did I get myself into? If I don't take this Chelsea job, I probably will get fired from Strasbourg. I will probably lose my job because I am just saying no to my bosses. And we know they don't like no's. They just want yes men. It's funny though, because they got a yes man, and look at that. He couldn't even last 6 weeks, and he was still doing the yes man gimmick to the whole way through. But I feel bad for him because he comes into this when he was actually doing decent at Strasbourg. He wasn't lighting the Ligue 1 on fire, but he was making Strasbourg relevant. He was getting good results, beating teams, not all the time, but like some big teams, getting some big wins as well, developing some players. I mean, Andre Santos came into this team, looked pretty good for a few stints that we had him in there. Who else did we get from freaking Strasbourg? I can't remember. I mean, there's other players. Mamadou Sarr had a good appearance when he came on. Now he hasn't played at all. Like he was doing a good job at Strasbourg. Even got them first place in Conference League, got them into Conference League to begin with, and beat Crystal Palace in that same Conference League team. Like if Liam Rosenior was still at Strasbourg, I'd put money that Strasbourg could win the Conference League. That's how well he was doing in the Conference League. So like, and he had decent football. Yeah, he wasn't, good defensively, but attacking wise, it was creative. It was ambitious. He always wanted to go forward. And from the get-go, I've always said this. Before he came into the job, I said, listen, I think he's a good coach. I think he's not ready for the job right now, and I think he will probably be out of his depth. We will see how he takes on the pressure. It's because pressure makes diamonds, but pressure can also kill. And at this rate, it basically killed his career. I don't know. I'm sure there will be a team that will sympathize with him and understand that the position he was put in wasn't, tenable. But God, this just ruins his career. And honestly, it's all Bluco. Like, I can't. Yeah, Liam, you came in, you talked the talk, and you didn't walk the walk. You were doing a fake it till you make it gimmick, which sure, everyone could see through it. But God damn, bro, like, yeah, he was out of his depth. Oliver, I know you need to push back on that, so go ahead, man.
Oh, no, I don't feel sorry for him whatsoever. He's just an idiot at the end of the day. You have all these grandiose ideas about attacking and using your goalkeeper as a centre-back. You might need a pre-season for that. I'm not saying that we should have kept him to have a pre-season, because as many examples have proven, you have a bad manager, you give them a pre-season, they make your team worse with that pre-season, and you can't recover from that with that manager. So that's not the argument here. But this manager was presented an opportunity, was not forced. I'm not hearing that. He was presented an opportunity, and that's a problem in and of itself. He should never have been in contention for this job in the first place. He was presented an opportunity, and he chose to take it. He chose to take it at this point in the season because he knows that he isn't good enough for that opportunity to be waiting for him 6 months later, which is what it would have been. He got the job in January. 6 months later is June, when we would have been looking at a permanent option. Probably would have had an interim, if not for getting Liam Rosenior. And here we are now with an interim anyway. But he knew.
Choice. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, he signed the contract. He put his name in ink. So, he made a bad career decision. Ultimately, if he got sacked from Strasbourg for refusing the Chelsea job, he would be more respected than what he is now, getting sacked by Chelsea after giving us our worst form in over 100 years. He knew he wasn't good enough for that job to be waiting for him in June. It's the exact same thing as Ruben Amorim. He knew that he wasn't good enough for the Manchester United job to be waiting for him in the summer of 2020.
I disagree with that. I think Ruben Amorim actually thought he was ready for that United job. I actually think he wanted them, and they wanted him, but circumstances.
But then you can't preach the need for time and preseason, because
of course.
You can't have one with the other. So I just think he made a bad career decision, and he has to take accountability for that. I'm not saying that, obviously it's a mistake. He can maybe learn from that in his career, but it did harm to my club, so I feel no sympathy for him, and he's got to pay out. Maybe not 24 million. Cry me a river. He probably got about 4 million. I'd love some of that personally, but he's not in a bad place. I mean, he can easily go back to punditry whenever he wants to. There probably will be coaching opportunities for him. He's not struggling to feed his family. So why am I going to feel sorry for him?
Yeah. I just disagree with a few of the sentiments. I genuinely feel like, sure, he could have gotten fired from Strasbourg and people would have respected him more, but that respect doesn't pay his bills. It's this guy wants to earn money, earn his stripes, not get fired.
Well, guess what, Marshall? He's out of a job anyway. So,
well, yeah, he is out of a job anyways. At least he's getting paid more at this job than the last one, but yeah, it's just a mess. There's no real right or wrong on this in this situation. It's just fucked. That's what it is. It's just fucked because, okay, cool. Liam Rosenior gets sacked.
Can I just say, by the way, even if Rosenior said no to Chelsea, they probably would have just signed Gary O'Neill to Chelsea. It's not like they had no options. They had Gary O'Neill. They had Gary O'Neill lined up straight away to take the Strasbourg job. They clearly see the two clubs as interchangeable, both on the player side and the manager side. Why wouldn't they have just hired Gary O'Neill? It wouldn't have been a major inconvenience outside of the fact that they've never worked with Gary O'Neill before. But they clearly trusted him enough to bring him into the model. So why not? And he's probably going to, as we're going to discuss, whether reported or not, he's probably going to be on our shortlist this summer.
Yeah, probably. They've gotten to know him pretty well recently, Vic. I'm just saying, they've gotten to know him pretty well. And listen, JC, I know you don't like Rosenior, but you can't say he bottled UCL when he also got them in the highest place in the Premier League table in their history. Let's be real now. He didn't bottle it. He had some tough games. PSG. Who else was in there? Lyon was probably in that fixture schedule. This idea that he bottled UCL is he shouldn't have even been in those conversations to begin with. But yeah, let's get into more of it, guys, because I need to show you why. So there's some nasty rumors coming out. We'll see. But all right, so we'll start off with this one. Miguel Delaney coming out and saying that some leading Chelsea figures still wanted to persist with Liam Rosenior. The situation essentially became untenable, however, once it was apparent that some in the dressing room was close to mutiny. Fuck me, man. In his interview after the Brighton game, Liam Rosenior pointed to players in the most striking language, describing it as unacceptable. Multiple sources insist some of the players felt the same about the interview. There was anger. Damn, bro. Tensions were high in the in the Stamford Bridge Chelsea room. Fuck me, man. Fucking let's go. Duke it out. It was once Chelsea finally started to have the odd free midweek that Liam Rosenior infused his own ideas, but that only coincided with their disastrous downturn in form. Oh my days, bro. This only deserves one clip.
Today was my dream game, my first trophy. Man of the match, two goals. The gaffer is very good.
So he started it. Remember how I said, guys, yesterday? I literally said this yesterday. That first few games was probably Maresca ball. And that's why we saw what we saw. And all of a sudden, we're trying to implement your way of playing. And that, oh my God, this guy is such an, oh my God. I actually, okay. I gotta find words here. On one hand, I do think he's an intelligent person. I genuinely do. I think he's well spoken. Maybe says too much. but nice guy, right? Cool guy to be around with the lads. Have a pint after a hard day's work, all right? Office Secretary Liam, okay? But on the other hand, brother, the fact that you came out and said, I'm not going to sacrifice the way I want to play for just to get wins. And look where it got you. Look where it got you. Maresca, you were winning under Maresca's team, under Maresca's system, right? The players were still playing Maresca way, Maresca ball. And then once you got your filthy hands on it and started to chop and change mid-season, that's when results started to downturn. But I'm supposed to believe that if Maresca had stayed, we would have been this bad too.
I'll be honest, I think he bought his own hype, you know, had a good few results and thought, you know what? I can rotate Philip Jorgensen in a Champions League knockout tie against the European champions. And it's mistakes like that, you know, like if you're going to be a pragmatist, which you should be, taking a job in the middle of the season, you don't go anywhere near Philip Jorgensen as a starting goalkeeper, especially when Sanchez at that time is one of your players of the season. I think that's where it went downhill ultimately. I don't know if there's any more reports that allude to that. But
I got plenty.
You know.
But Zito, the thing is, not everything that is PR is necessarily fake. The reason why I can believe this is because Cucurella came out and said he has a lot of great ideas, but we don't have time to implement them. Enzo has
but also just look at the evidence. Just actually look at
similar things. Exactly.
Just look at the results. Like literally, ever since 5-2 PSG at the Parc des Princes, we have been on a horrendous run of form.
100%. And it coincides with the fact that we had an international break around that time as well.
And us falling out of the Champions League, which means less midweek.
Yep. And you now you see the results. You see the results. It's been horrible. I'm taking this off because it's getting hot in here, man. It's getting hot in here. This news is spicy. Spicy Chelsea news. Never a dull moment. But yeah, that's why it's PR. Don't get me wrong. It gets worse. It gets worse. They're literally trying to ruin Liam Rosenior's name. Like it gets worse. Like these owners are nasty human beings. I'm telling you right now. Absolutely no shed of sympathy for anyone that they employ. Nasty, nasty people. But yeah, let's keep going. Inside Liam Rosenior's sacking, according to Ben Jacobs, several senior players unhappy with the tactics and training sessions. Some players felt Enzo Fernandez's punishment was harsh. Players didn't like being attacked in the post-match interviews despite poor games. And yeah, I mean, the nail in the coffin was last night with Liam's comments. I mean, they were pretty cold comments, and I didn't disagree with it at the time because the players definitely looked like absolute shit. The worst performance I've seen from anyone, absolutely anyone, or just Chelsea in the season. But yeah, I didn't disagree at the time, but obviously the players came out. Chalobah came out afterwards, said we were running. Our players are tired. Like, I don't know what the hell he thinks he's not seeing, but we gave it our all. That's essentially what he alluded to. Sources have disclosed a growing group of Chelsea players claim they do not understand what Liam Rosenior is asking them to do, with the issue exacerbating by a tendency to change plans during matches. And again, I've told people this. This is what Liam does. He in the beginning of Strasbourg, he loves to change the formation. He loves to switch it up all the time. Play 3 at the back, play 4 at the back, 2 in the midfield, 4 in the midfield, box midfield, diamond midfield. He does it all. Why? Because he wants his team to be adaptable at the time. We don't have that team. We have a very regimented team. A team that was stuck to strict tactics and systems and all that shit under Maresca. You take that apart. You try to reconstruct it, chop and change it all the time in the middle of the season. Yeah, you're going to get shit results, my guy. You're going to get shit results. So this this just goes and adds more fuel to the fire. This all makes sense. Big up RSM. Sections of the Chelsea changing room found Liam Rosenior's tactical instructions tough to follow. It is also believed some of the squad did not take kindly to Fernandes being told he was suspended for his visit to Man City. Although there were young English players who liked Liam Rosenior, it is understood that Chelsea's Spanish speakers regarded him with a little enthusiasm. Their relationship grew strained after Enzo Fernandez was dropped for 2 games. Sources close to several Chelsea players have confirmed that Liam Rosenior began to lose authority as he attempted to implement more of his own ideas. And then lastly here, Liam Rosenior's decision to rotate goalkeepers and limit minutes for certain players, including Josh Acheampong, who often features briefly from the bench, have caused some discontent. Listen, I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the fucking players that are being picked and all that shit, because I still believe the ownership, to an extent, the medical team and directors have a huge finger on the scale as to who plays and who gets rotated and who needs to stay bench. Hence, listen, Enzo Fernandez being suspended wasn't Liam Rosenior's decision. That was a decision from the ownership. And again, like, here's the thing. I don't agree with what Enzo Fernandez said. I don't agree with what Enzo Fernandez was doing and twerking for Real Madrid. Obviously, I don't. But I know exactly what they were doing. They were baiting Chelsea. They wanted Igbali to just bite his lip and be like, that fucking piece of shit. I was going to say something worse. But that fucking piece of shit, he wants to go to Madrid. Well, I'm going to put out some PR. And look how Chelsea reacted. Like high schoolers. We reacted like high schoolers, bringing up old shit, saying all this and that about Enzo. Oh, he's not an important player. He's not unsellable. So now you react and, you know, you put Liam in a shitty situation. He's your fall guy. So again, like, so much of this just wouldn't have happened if you were more professional, more of an adult about this whole situation. You know what I would have done? Nothing. Let the fucking Real Madrid news and all that shit, the Spanish outlets, let them have their field day with the Enzo rumors. You don't have to address it. And if you don't address it, it doesn't blow up the way it blows up. Just it's plain and simple.
I mean, I'll be honest though, that's about 60% of the problem with Liam Rosenior. He gives the media way too much. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know when to, you know, close his trap. He just goes on and on and on about everything. Like, honestly, when journalists get in front of this guy, they are licking their lips because he's going to say something stupid or just something that they can make a meme out of.
This guy never knows when to shut up, man.
Yeah. He just constantly yapping his mouth, constantly saying things, constantly. Brother, your reign of tyranny of aging men has come to an end. All right? We're done. No more.
He's certainly aged the fans,
aging.
bro. He's aged the fans for sure.
Well, yeah, fam. I fucking feel like I'm fucking 60 now, bro. What the fuck, dude? Like, I have no motivation, no enthusiasm to watch Chelsea. This guy killed. This. All right, I was gonna say something wild. Never mind. I need to stop talking. I'm pulling a Rosenior.
Brother, chill.
Yeah, go ahead, RSM. What do you think about this whole situation, bro?
It's just like, again, it's literally what I said after the Brighton game. I don't think like my analysis of the situation has really changed in that sense. Like, this guy was just never meant to be here. He was super unqualified. There was zero reason for this brother to have ever been given the job in the first place, if we're being quite honest.
Yeah.
He obviously accepted it. I think people are being a bit disinterested. He would have gotten himself into, again, like, if you're at a company and the person that's like head of the department gets fired and your boss says, I'm going to promote you. It's an emergency situation, I have to promote you. If you tell him, no, you're cooked. Yeah. Like, there's just no other way about it. You are cooked. They will tell you that you are just going to have to hold that. It's that simple. Like, and if you don't,
but it'll happen.
Yeah, and if you don't, bro, you're getting sacked anyways. So it's like he's kind of forced to take the job. But even then, within the own job, obviously he made a ton of mistakes, but that's because he's a rookie coach. He's not him. He doesn't have, even, like I said, he's Maresca without the 2 years at Leicester City. Like, this guy has really nothing. So if I look at it that way, it's, again, it's hard for me to have any real hate in my heart for the brother when I know he was wholly unqualified for the position in the first place. But
Hang on,
I'm looking.
I'm going to get the. Sorry, go on.
No, I mean, again, like I'm looking at all the reports and everything that's coming out, right? The players thought this, the players thought he was funny, the players are like, again, it's all just PR, man. They did the same thing after Maresca, and like, I can buy that maybe some of the players, like I said this on last week, maybe some of the players thought that they would be better without Maresca. The system was too restrictive, but some of the stuff that they were saying, like, you're not gonna make me believe like there was that level of hatred in their hearts for Maresca. There's not. You could tell they respected him at the end of the day. And I just really don't. Like, I don't buy any of whatever they're trying to make us believe about any of these guys. So for me, end of the day, I just think that this was that this has been a pointless thing. It was pointless to let Maresca go. These guys, you know, really and truly believed in their own hype. They drink the Kool-Aid about the type of recruitment that they did, the fact that they truly believed that everything, and this is why I do believe the reports where, you know, Maresca was frustrated that everything that he feels he had done, they were taking credit for it. And I 100% believe that now. They truly believe that everything that Maresca achieved was because of their doing. They don't attribute any of that to him. And that was also made clear, obviously, with the comments where, you know, we're building that best effing team. There's no statistical relationship between manager and results. These guys really believe that everything that Maresca did was because of them and nobody else.
Yeah, that was 100% their most damning quote. Like they clearly showed they were out of their depth with that one.
They showed their ass, man.
Yeah. Do you not agree with any of the following PR? Sources say some comments surrounding Liam Rosenior's decision not to wear his glasses at the training ground. One or two even joked about whether it was to look tougher.
It's just the PR that they come out with, bro, after the fact. I don't know what to tell you, man.
The slander, the depths that they're going to just to slander this guy's name on the way out after putting him in this position. Like, no, these people are nasty people. They really are. They are. Sources say several senior players lost faith in Rosenior and that Chelsea had to make a change. One Chelsea player even gave Rosenior the nickname the supply teacher. Brother, fuck me, bro. Some insiders said that people were joking about LinkedIn language marking assignment has probably entered football language for the wrong reasons. Brother, this guy, they are slandering him, bro. It's so fucked up. It's inhumane, really.
I mean, this guy's a goofy, bro. Well, what can we say? This guy's a goofy.
It's so mean, bro. Like, just let the guy go. You don't need to say all this shit. Just let him go. Just let him go.
I mean,
sack him.
But what are we hearing that we haven't heard before? His former teammate literally said, "I don't know who this guy is. He sounds like he's swallowed the dictionary."
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. The supply teacher, I never called him that. That's so wild, bro.
He's a cornball.
But you shouldn't be surprised by that. Like, when Potter was sacked, they said they called him Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's low-hanging fruit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's... Why wouldn't you call him Harry Potter? His name is Potter. This guy... They said this guy worked at Office Depot, bro. Like, goddamn. Oh, man.
Bro, it's like, I said this... I said this...
Liam.
I said this when he joined, but it's just like... I mean, the guy's a dweeb. I don't know why anybody is expecting any different. Like, I said this, like... Are these guys gonna... Because again, when we read some of the reports that came out right after Maresca was sacked, you know, some of them had lost respect, some of them didn't believe. But I'm supposed to buy the fact that these guys are meant to be out here believing in this guy, and they didn't believe in Maresca, but they're buying this guy's system wholeheartedly. All right, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born yesterday. Please, let's have some self-respect, okay? I was not born yesterday.
I think in small numbers that's probably true. Like Joro Hato probably likes this guy more than Maresca. That's one player though. Like, no one else probably rates this guy.
Oh, yeah. Not at all, bro.
Waiting for them to say the dressing room often accidentally called him Matisse. Nah, dude. If that comes out, that'd be amazing.
Which, by the way, we know why. We know why he was really sacked, right? With the immediate effect.
Probably because what he was saying about the team.
It was definitely the comments about the team on Sunday, by the way. 100%. There was zero chance. When he said I'm gonna pick, when he said like, oh, there's only 4 players and the lineup on Sunday is gonna show you who's who's really meant to be here at Chelsea. Yeah, 0% chance his brother was gonna see the pitch, bro.
Yeah,
there was like after that it was over. Like and again, I'm gonna tell you guys, like there was people who were saying with like ITKs, they were saying that within the club there was agents and players calling to complain about his comments. Because there was zero. Imagine like you're trying to get a move for your player this summer, and Rosenior doesn't include him on the game on Sunday. What is that gonna say? Again, and I've said this a long time. We are a agent, and we're an agent-run club. These guys hold our 5 sporting directors by the collective 5 balls they have. So, at the end of the day, I truly believed if he didn't make those comments, he would have still been here. But the millisecond he made comments about who deserves to be here, about the level of player and everything, it's easier to replace a manager than it is to replace 24 players. He was never seen the Sunday.
I'll be honest though, I don't know who he exactly for the semi-final. I don't know who he's planning to replace these lot with. You know, he's currently claiming hamstrings like the Grim Reaper claims souls. Like, you see our injury list at the moment, and Esteval's got a grade 4 tear now. You know, it's unacceptable. And people wanted to say that Maresca went against the wishes of the medical team.
It's boring. It's no. Remember, it's embarrassing. It's shameful that Maresca isn't starting Esteval week in, week out. I remember those comments, brother. I was there. I remember those comments. We told everybody, brother, he's 18. He's new to the league. It's fine. We can't have our season anyways rely on an 18-year-old starting week in, week out for us.
I'll be honest. I don't think that's the problem. I think, you know, Esteval played senior football last season. He's okay with that. The problem I have is it has to be the training. I'm going back to Pochettino. This is like, you know, we've completed the cycle now. It's the training methods.
Well, it could be both, really.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to.
He's barely started Esteval. He starts Pedro Neto every week.
No. But Esteval, that's what I'm saying. Even under Maresca, Esteval was having these knocks here and there and everything. So very clearly, the kid is going through acclimation. His body's still growing, etc., etc.
His season was stop-start all like. Remember, he had personal reasons. He got sick a couple times. Like his season never even got off on the right foot. So like I can't blame. Plus, when he got hurt, it was such a freak injury because you could see him. He took a misstep and then he pulled up. And then you remember Pulisic when he did his quad in the FA Cup where he got hurt making a run and he kept going, and then it ended up being worse because he like exerted himself a little bit more. But I just saw the news that Yamal tore his hamstring today too.
Yeah, by the way, and he tore it. Hold up, he tore it taking a penalty. By the way, just so you guys know, it wasn't like some crazy.
Oh wow!
He just took a penalty. And by the way, for you to tear a hamstring taking a penalty, like your shit was so overworked. That's all it took.
Yeah, 100% or something. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know, but I get what you're saying, but without like they show you the highlights, they show you the clips of training that they want to show you. So like every club runs, like whether or not they're doing bleep tests every week like they did with under Poch and stuff like that, but we don't run that much when we play, so it's like I don't know. I think it's just a freak injury.
I think two things can be true. I do feel that there comes with Rosenior's teams that I saw in Strasbourg, he likes to press. He likes that high intensity, you know. I don't want to call it the gang and press, but he just likes his attackers constantly running, constantly pressing. 11 Conor Gallagher's on the pitch, if you will. But I think a better manager or a more experienced manager understands that at this late in the season, with all the games that we've played and all the games that we've performed in, you gotta also pull it back a gear. Because a lot of these players are pushing dangerous territories in terms of their fitness and how much they can exert themselves. Don't forget, like, even though we're down to 1 game a week now, there was a stretch of games from November all the way up until February, we were 2 games a week consistently, barring like 1 week in December. These guys retired. And again, I don't want to have to keep bringing up Maresca like he's the only answer and the only solution in this situation. But I'm sure Maresca, having done the season he did last season, probably learned that lesson. We saw the learnings of the lessons, you know, in the preseason with Club World Cup, this season, how we decided to shift us and have us play. I think, because that's the thing, when it comes to winning a league, you're not just planning one game at a time. You're planning a whole season.
Yeah.
Like, you have to. Because once you get to that tail end, the football got to change a little bit because you got to accommodate for tired legs and tired players. Same players are going to international duty, playing for their teams. Esteval, for example.
But you know what? Whether you like this or not, it's the way the squad has been built as well. We're not built for basketball matches, whether we're 100% fit or not. You know, we don't have a Potts 2016 team.
And the manager that comes in here has to understand that, which I constantly, Oliver, you've been here, I've constantly been berating Arthur for the lack of adapting to where he is in the season, for the lack of not learning from previous mistakes that like Liam has already done. Bro, I don't know if you guys were listening or RSM where you were here when we read it. Literally, it could be PR, but I believe it. They're coinciding the fact that once Liam had that no midweek games and it can actually coach the team, it was when the team got worse. So when he started implementing more of his own ideas, you know what that tells me? Up until that point, up until international break, the team was still riding on the coattails of what Maresca left behind. And that was what was giving us that middle manager bounce, that little boost that we had in the beginning of the season or the beginning of Rosenior's tenure. Now when you scrap it, now when you see Rosenior ball and him trying to implement his ideas and the team doesn't understand, which I kept saying it, right? These guys are trying to figure out your system mid-season, at the end of the season when we need UCL football, bro. And you're coming out and saying, "Oh, I can't sacrifice, win. I can't go for wins to sacrifice my system." Fuck off, bro. And no wonder the team doesn't want to respect you because you ain't going for the wins.
And the most telltale sign, by the way, I've just kind of realised this by doing a little retrospective on Rosenior's games. Just look at how the midfield has been. You know, at the start, we were actually very happy with the midfield. Now it's just a black hole.
Yeah, go for it.
We were even saying at the beginning, the midfield's actually gotten better since Maresca's left.
The man that hit me up for a show, but didn't even tell me Rosenior got sad,
big up Ahmed, man.
Ahmed, the non-informant.
Listen, Ahmed also going through it, man. He also going through it.
Yeah, because this is your manager, Ahmed. Don't forget, this is your boy, bro.
Don't forget, chat. Maresca out, man. There we go.
Hurry, RSM, before he realizes he's unmuted or he's muted.
Yeah, he's muted. No, I'm saying if you know what Ahmed went through today.
Listen, I'm good, bro. Firstly, we went through two failed managers. You know what I mean, in Maresca and now him this season, so it is what it is.
No, one personal opinion.
Listen, if you look at the number of wins and losses from both managers,
I look at the trophies for success. I look at the trophies for success.
Well, I'm not gonna count Conference League and a Club World Cup as success.
And I also look at hitting your goals as success as well.
Club World Cup and Conference League is not success. If that's what the standard of this football club has become, that's up to you, Marshall.
Over £100 million for winning a trophy? I think that's successful.
That is not successful. I'm not going to count that as Club World Cup. And I think, listen, either way, let's look at the facts of the matter. I actually disagree a lot of what you're saying about what's it called, Arthur. I think for me, if you actually read, okay, there's actually something that was read that I actually think puts what you're saying actually to fault. They literally said he was changing his tactics at game time. That is actually what
they said. Both.
No, because this thing that you're talking, you can. The thing is, they never. The issue the issue became, it was never even the problem with the players and himself. Never really was actually the tactics. It seems The issue became with them is that the relationship actually with the players and himself was not there to begin with, and it seems particularly the guys that obviously weren't really like English players necessarily, or didn't really have that natural understanding between each other, right? So I actually think for him, he's actually failed at his most objective thing, which is man management. Actually, the reason they brought him in for was just to be able to manage, right? That is what he's failed in. Before we even get to tactics, before we even get into everything else, right? That is the main issue. He actually failed in his ability to manage, all of these players and actually get these guys on his side. Right?
I agree.
That is the main thing, right? So that is the main point. JC says they also said many don't understand what he wanted. Exactly, that's the point. Because what he was
that's not the point. That's the point you're arguing against.
Because they would be training for something in 1 week, which they understood. But by the time we got to game time, he changed the tactic, bro. That was what was specifically said.
You could interpret it that way, yeah.
No, because they literally said he changed the tactic. He changed the tactic before the game, just before the game. That was the main thing. I even have to quote for that, because that was one of the first quotes to actually come out. Actually, alongside the Spanish players didn't have that necessarily that good of a relationship with him as well.
Let's go over it again. All right, this is what I have, because I know I don't have everything. Right, this is the first 2 tweets. Some leading Chelsea figures still wanted to persist with Liam Rosenior. The situation essentially became untenable. However, once it was apparent that there was some of the dressing room was close to mutiny, Miguel Delaney. Essentially, yesterday's interview, players were angry with the way he threw him under the bus. It was Chelsea. It was once Chelsea finally started to have the odd free midweek that Liam Rosenior infused his own ideas, but that only coincided with their disastrous downturn in form, according to Kieran Gill. So you're getting that from the club. Dan Jacobs, several senior players unhappy with tactics and training sessions. Both of these points, Enzo Fernandez. Mike Keegan. Sources have disclosed that a growing group of players at Chelsea claim they do not understand what Liam Rosenior is asking them to do, with the issue exacerbated by a tendency to change plans during matches.
Here's the thing, though. I think both can be true, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both can be true.
When you get sacked by Chelsea, the PR that the club puts out about you,
bro, I was telling them. I was saying before the RSM. These people are nasty people. Yeah. These people are nasty motherfuckers. Because it's like, not only did you kind of force him to take the job, because I still believe, I know Oliver doesn't agree with me, but I still believe, there was the illusion that you had the opportunity to be at Chelsea Football Club. But the reality of the situation is, if you had said no, then you probably would have gotten sacked anyways. Yeah. And at the time, he probably wanted to keep his job.
Yeah,
and he's getting a better payout at Chelsea being sacked than at Strasbourg being sacked, probably. But he probably would have gotten sacked, or at least forced to leave in some shape or another.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes you got those bosses that make your job a living fucking hell, and you got to leave because you just didn't agree with them on some shit. That happens. So there's that, and not only did you force him to take that Chelsea job, you knew he wasn't ready. You knew the team wasn't good.
I know.
And he's saying all the nice things that you want him to say. He's doing the yes man PR. He's reading the scripts. He's polishing the shoes. He's doing everything. Spit shine. He's doing everything he can to be a proper, advocate or employee of this Blue Co. company.
I'm gonna
and
say
then you
something.
fucking sack him, and then you fucking talk shit on him.
I'm sorry to say this, and you can give me yellow card. The game's the game. He knew what was up,
the game is the
game.
game.
I can still feel bad. He knew
that
what
was
was
at
up.
every club.
Listen, he knew what was up, and I actually agree with Mr. Oliver on this one, bro. He's getting a good payout here, bro, as well. Yes, he may not base there maybe a break clause, which means he may only get 2-3 million, but that's a lot of money. So
I read a report. I saw a report saying it was in the range of 4 to 10 million.
Yeah, that probably makes sense too, right?
And don't get me wrong. I don't feel sorry for him because, like you said, you're getting paid at least 4 million to be fired. But all I'm saying is, it's just not every time the club does this. Because don't get it wrong, the club, we all knew when Rosenior took the job that the job was too big for him. So we knew he was unqualified we knew he was inexperienced. We knew he was underprepared because he came in mid-season. So he had a lot of the deck or the cards stacked against him. But all I'm saying is it's a nasty pattern of every time we sack a manager that they've hired that we knew wasn't good enough, they just try to assassinate their character in the media after. Which I'm saying, I get it. Like the stuff that he was saying in press conferences, he basically signed his own death warrant with saying that the players didn't want to play.
Brighton one. Yep.
Yeah, so I the reasons why he was sacked, nobody can dispute, right? No one can dispute. But all I'm saying is, if you're a manager that's looking, not even a man, if you're in any position where you're looking at a company that's potentially wants to hire you, and you see how they've treated the person that was in the position before you, I'm not saying that goes into a normal person's thought process, right? Like, think about it when you go for a job interview, right? Sometimes you might ask, why is this position vacant, or what happened to the person that had this position before me? Why did they depart from this company? Like, and some employees will tell you straight up, some will probably lie to you, but all I'm saying is, like, you don't need to throw gas on the fire when you were the ones that lit the match and started the fire.
Exactly.
So like, I get it. Like, I don't feel sorry for him, and I agree with what you're saying with that, Ahmed. I agree with what Oliver said before he left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel sorry for somebody that's getting paid that much, but I'm just like, it's not very professional from an organization.
It's pretty disgraceful. Like, that's like, just straight up, it's kind of disgraceful, because like it honestly, all of us would have been just dandy just hearing he got sacked.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear the damning him and all this stuff, making fun of the fact that, when he wasn't wearing his glasses, they would make fun of him and say he's trying to look tough. Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
it's so nasty. Like, yo, you're just being bullies. Like, we all as fans understand why he got sacked. Y'all don't need to explain it. He was out of his depth. Everyone knew it.
The results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I think listen, I think for me, when I look at Rosenior in general, he should have been the manager to begin with. That's just what it comes down to for me.
Should have been what? Say it again. I didn't hear.
Should have never been the manager to begin with. Right?
100%.
That's just what it comes down to. Listen, he's gone now. He has gone. What?
Can I ask you a question?
What?
I'll speak for myself on this. Like, I am a little disappointed with how bad he turned out, and I don't know if you agree, because you did watch a little bit of Strasbourg as well when we were kind of looking at him in there.
I didn't, but the thing is, I think I always said when you brought him in, I think I always thought that his management was actually going to be the main thing that was going to help kind of push him through more.
Yeah, man, had the vibes going at Strasbourg,
right?
You know?
Right. I think he had a good relationship with the players there at the very least, but it was clear. I don't know. At Chelsea, obviously, it's a step up, as they always say. It's at the end game. Well, even though the players there aren't necessarily there right now, but I think it seems to me that he failed in trying to build that bond with the players. It seems that's what's let him down, bro, more than anything else.
But let me ask you this though, because some of the reports, and I was listening while before I jumped on, right? So one of the tweets that Marshall read out was there was like players were upset about the suspension to Enzo for what Enzo said, which I agree. Like, yeah, you needed to do something because you can't be that obviously twerking for him. But at the same time, I'm like, that decision to me, and this is maybe just KG speaking, just me, I thought that decision comes from the top down.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, to me, Rosenior is just the mouthpiece of the ownership and the sporting directors. So if you'd ask any manager, it's like in American football in college here, right? Like we had a coach Nick Saban that his players used to always fuck up. Like they get caught like drinking, doing all types of shit. And if they had a big game on the weekend, they'd be like, Nick Saban would be like, we're going to suspend you. We're going to suspend him for 1 quarter, but he's still going to play. So a manager, what I'm basically trying to say is, I don't think that Rosenior wanted to play Man City without one of his best players.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think, because when the suspension came down, I was like, 2 games. 2 games is very suspicious. Like, that's a weird number. I thought it would just be 1 game, Port Vale. You didn't need him anyways for Port Vale, and then you just move on. But the fact that like they tried to make it seem like this decision to suspend Enzo was a Rosenior decision, like, because he wasn't speaking bad about Rosenior, he was speaking bad about the club, which to me speaks more to the directors and the ownerships for lack of ambition, for poor recruitment, for poor hiring and stuff like that. So I don't know.
You know what
I
it is,
feel
KG? I'm a bit that's a good question, because the thing for me is, yeah, I don't understand the logic of the players themselves getting angry at him when they should be getting angry at the ownership, right?
Yeah.
For doing that. For me, that confused me a little bit, and that also, I have to also be looking low key at the players a little bit sideways for that. By the way, you have to look at some, like, I can't lie to you, some of the stuff I was reading in that report, you know, I was like, some of these players, bro, objectively are just rotten guys. We need to, and they need to go. Some of these guys, low key, are rotten and need to go, bro.
You know what I thought, Ahmed, when on that to back up your point, in even the Brighton game, when I see some of these players down tooling, I'm like, who the fuck are you? What have you done in the game to pull this kind of stuff? Like, John Terry can do it. Didier Drogba can do it.
KG,
can do
you know what the funny thing is, by the way, just to add this point, we keep hearing about senior players. Who's senior at this football club? Tell me who's senior. Who's senior at this football club? I want to know. I want to know who's senior at this football club. And by the way, really quickly too, what's it called? Ahmed, are you going to publicly apologize for your Maresca stand? No, I will never apologize for Maresca, because I'm going to keep it very real. Maresca was going towards that route. Yes, and that necessarily was never even to do with games with me. It was that the situation behind the scenes was inevitably going to get more and more toxic as things went on. That is the main thing with Maresca. Okay, that is what was going to kill Maresca. And and if you read a lot of the stuff, from non-partisan stuff, that was what was killing us, bro. Okay, it was not necessarily to do with even not bringing back another centre back, which obviously he wanted, which the club failed at, which all of us here agreed on, right? The thing that was was gonna hurt him and was beginning to hurt him was the bad vibes, boys. That is literally what was hurting him more than anything else. And
vibe-based economy.
Hey, and football, look at this. Football is look at how they feel about him, bro.
Hold up. My thing is, like, I never said you were wrong. My only thing is that my only thing to rebuttal that would be that Maresca went through a similar down period in the year before.
I agree with you.
Exactly. And so he was going the same down period, except in my opinion, he had built up a lot more credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the down period for me was not the issue necessarily, because I understood that that happened last season and it was gonna happen this season. It's inevitable. But the reason why, in my personal opinion, I disagreed with that was that I think the situation behind the scenes was clearly different. Right? It was clearly different, the situation between Maresca and the board, Maresca and other teams he was speaking to. All that other stuff was clearly different than it was that time last year.
Yeah. Like, okay, I mean, like, I disagree, but we don't have to make it to some Maresca thing again. I really want to more focus on Liam, right? Like, you guys are mentioning how some of these players just kind of like down tools, and I think KG's spot on. Like, that's why, listen, I know Cucurella, for the most part, has earned respect from the Chelsea fan base, and I totally, like I said this to RSM, like, I agree wholeheartedly with everything he said in that interview with The Athletic. But there comes a point where, brother, when Jason Cundy is coming out and saying you need to just shut up and play because you haven't been good either, I'm like, I can't disagree with that either. Like, to a certain extent, you have to be professional and don't, air out the club's dirty laundry in an attempt to kind of just not make situation worse. But on the other hand, you're just speaking facts and you're frustrated as a player who is ambitious. So I get it as well. And the thing is, the same goes for freaking Enzo Fernandez. Let's be honest. Every season, we always have this debate. Oh, is Enzo Fernandez even good? He should go. He should stay. He should go. He should stay. This is a 105, 110 million pound player that we're talking about, whether he should stay or he should go, what's his best position, what's his best role. Now he's box crashing, now he's a deep lying playmaker, now he's a attacking eight, like every season, in and out. And again, it's another player that, why are you opening your mouth and twerking for Real Madrid when you signed a long-term deal, when you are also responsible for the bad, phase of form that we're in? You're partially responsible for why Maresca got sacked. Same thing with you, Cuckoo. Like, players need to also take accountability at the same time. So who are these players that are giving this lip to this guy? Like, at the same time, I get it. Like, I think a lot of these players, being as young as they were probably pissed off, just like us fans, that the fact that the ownership once again sacked a manager that they actually respected for this other guy, a LinkedIn Arthur, and they're just like, bro, what is this guy talking about? What is he doing? And then after Champions League, it all just fell apart because the players had nothing to play for.
I think to add to that, Cucurella, if he's one of those senior guys, I can't. This guy's Barber's leaking team lineups, bro.
Bro, I couldn't believe that, by the way.
Bro, he's crazy, that is, by the way, Loki. That is disrespectful to your team. That's disrespectful to everything else, bro. So that guy don't respect us. He don't respect the manager. He don't respect the team. How can I take you seriously, bro?
And you know what?
I mean, listen, all of us here know who the OG previous leaker of the TV used to be.
Chill, brother, chill.
But we're not gonna comment. We're not gonna comment
brother,
now.
Chill.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Yo,
it.
did you? I don't know if you read it, Marshall, but did you see the tweet about the leak of the lineup, the PSG lineup, that it came from inside the dressing room, like, or within the? It kind of made it seem like within the coaching staff.
Fuck, are you serious? Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Because they said it wasn't from the players. That's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know where I saw it. There were so many leaks today and so many.
I know, that's the crazy part.
Tidbits.
You know what? Like, since we're here, I might as well. Let's actually kind of. All right. So obviously, in response to all this happening, there's been PR plans. What are they going to do now? And let me just read up a little bit of what's been happening. So Fabrizio saying Chelsea would immediately start conversations with managers and agents of managers to pick the best coach possible to maintain Chelsea level. I mean, improve Chelsea level, I hope is what you meant, Fabrizio. This will be the approach, and internal talks will happen. I don't want to maintain at this level. Fuck this shit, bro. That's the limbo Ahmed told me to stay away from. Chelsea believes the next appointment will be very important to Bro, how can you say this after Finkelstein came out and said the manager statistically doesn't affect the team? Bro, okay, it's the irony.
Marshall, you need to understand these guys have no shame. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you understand why these tweets don't mean anything.
I don't want to work for these guys. I don't even want to work for these guys if I'm just a janitor cleaning the toilets at the bridge, bro. Like, he left shit on the fucking seats. Like, they'll fucking damn me, bro. Like, it's horrible. He drank on the job. That probably would be true, though. I can't lie. Chelsea believes the next appointment will be very important to impact some of the players who were not happy with Liam Rosenior. The Chelsea job is still very appealing. Several important managers. Chelsea will not change their view. Still trusting young players and developing talent. But at the same time, they want to add some experience. Ooh.
They might as well just save all of these quotes for whenever the next guy is fired, and then they can just do a Control F.
Oh, just
Control V with the new manager.
Copy paste, copy
paste, man.
Template. Yeah. Someone close to John Terry said that he would have loved to work with Chelsea's squad, and that the feeling might even be mutual inside the changing room. But it will be McFarlane, and he too is said to be respected by the squad. And I know, Ahmed, I know. There's more to it than
no.
just
We need to give it up. We need to get up. Thank you, Ahmed.
We need to address this.
Let them know.
Until John Terry loves the club. John Terry matters for the football club. We need John Terry. There is no denying that. John Terry's that. But there's two things though. This guy was working up until Mr. Rosenior was working at this club. He was happy to work at this club. Was working behind the scenes. Okay, that's one thing that's a little bit sus from him. Yeah, if you're one of those guys that's like saying Luca out, why have you been doing behind the scenes? Firstly, right? And secondly, and this is actually the main point for me personally. The main reason, right? We all of us here know why he is never. And I repeat, he's never going to be able to be manager at this football club, okay? And there's quite an easy, simple reason, right? Which is past situations that have occurred. Let's just put it like that, okay? We all know that, right? And that's not even including some of the recent stuff that he's been liking, okay? That's not happening, bro, okay?
I think
that is That is just objectively just the matter, guys. Like now, you know, you may agree with what he's saying, and that's good for you. But from the club perspective and the stuff they're doing, and even if anyone comes into the club after this, they're never gonna make sure that he becomes manager. And I also think, you already saw the situation of Lampard in his first term and how hard it was for Roman Abramovich to sack him. I can't lie to you. It hurt me sacking Lampard. As a fan. Can you imagine sacking what some people consider is
I didn't
number
sleep
one?
that night, bro.
Listen, Lampard was my number one. Okay, John Terry is holding the majority.
That was your guy, man.
John Terry is how like he was number one as well. Okay,
That's why I never wanted Lampard hired. I was like, I don't want to see fans rip a club legend.
Yeah.
Because he's not
I agree.
enough.
It was getting nasty. It was getting nasty.
It was getting nasty, bro.
I'm like, look, and I get it. Like some of the new fans might not have seen Lampard when he was actually like a good player. Like they might have seen older Lampard, like 12, 13, like the year after the Champions League and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, I don't like I told Liverpool fans the same thing. Like when they were arguing about whether or not Slot should be fired and get Stevie G as their interim. I'm like, you don't want to do that because when things go bad, and they will, because statistics show that things go bad for most managers, right? Like most managers get sacked.
Exactly.
When they do, you don't want to see the likes of Lampard, the likes of Stevie G, the likes of like even like a Rooney if he were ever to touch the or Ollie when he got sacked by United. Like
United,
same thing with Carrick. Like though at some point Carrick will fail, they'll turn on him, and then people will associate Carrick.
Well, if they're I'm gonna be honest. If they're smart, they won't sign Carrick. That's the real answer. If they're smart, they won't sign. If they sign Carrick, with the amount of managers that are going to be up for grabs after the World Cup, and especially after I saw him come to the bridge. Yeah, brother, that guy's nothing special. All due respect, man. He's
they were
a
terrible,
manager, but he's not, bro. I'm telling you right now, like if we were in 10 on 11, the game would have ended 0-0, bro. And that's not a good look on United with the way that we were playing under Rosenior.
Yeah, they were absolutely terrible when we
we hit the post 3 times. Like there was a million things where I just saw enough where I'm like,
that game gave me hope that maybe we're turning it around.
Yeah, that was the best that we played. That was the best that we played bar Port Vale in the league since our last.
I would say Leeds first quarter. I would say Leeds first quarter was
Leeds first quarter.
Like we were
Leeds first half. Leeds first half was the last time I was like, damn, maybe this team could do something on Rosenior. That was the last time I thought that, bro.
Like Esteval's shot just went wide, and Enzo's shot just went wide.
Yep.
Like we had 2 headers off the post in the first. Like we were battering them in the first half. We just
And again, we had a front line of Delap, Neto, Garnacho, which is my whole point. Like I saw enough where I'm just like, Carrick's not the guy. So they will sack him. And this is another thing, just real quick on the John Terry thing, is like, guys, we complain they're gonna give the job to somebody unexperienced, and then people are crying out for Terry. Please, let's respect club legends. Let's respect club legends by acknowledging their shortcomings. This guy is not a coach.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have him as a locker room president, sure, but the fact that people like bring John Terry into coach what?
Yeah.
He's never coached.
There's a reason why nobody else has hired John Terry.
That's what I'm saying, man.
More on the plan here is that they're saying, and I hope this is true, man. I really do. Like, as much as like I said, not all PR is fake or lies, but I tend to think a lot of the PR is lies. But I hope this is true. Sources say that there is acknowledgement some wrong decisions have been made, not just in appointing Rosenior, but across the season, with learnings now being taken ahead of now hiring a new head coach. There's still backing from above for Chelsea's 5 sporting directors: Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, Sam Jewell, Joe Shields, and Dave Follows. Plans in the summer include bringing more established Premier League talent. And I really hope that is the case, man. Chelsea are seriously considering a change in direction. Listen, I freaking hope, but I will believe there's a change in direction until some of these freaking directors take accountability. Because let's be honest, I don't know if you were listening before, guys, but I was saying, like, at some point, when the people that you hired are making you look like a clown, this guy being Iqbali, being such a fragile ego that Enzo coming out and saying, yeah, I'd like to live in Real Madrid at some point, or not Real Madrid, he even say Real Madrid. Yeah, I'd like to live in Madrid at some point. It reminds me of Buenos Aires. And you come out and saying, how can you say that? How dare you? Fragile ego. I learned from. All right, until I see these directors leave because they're making you look like a mockery, bro. I ain't believing it.
That's the worst part about it is that once again they get to be involved in who the next manager is after continuously showing that they're not capable of picking players as well as managers. So it's like at some point, like you got to point the finger to them, and they've got to come under serious scrutiny.
100%. I listen. I understand that our club has been run like an absolute clown show, but I still don't think Egbali is so dumb to not eventually realize, like, yo, these sporting directors are the ones doing all this shit to me. I can't go to the bridge now because these directors got me some shit players. I told them to give me a list of managers, and this is who they gave me.
Yeah, we had for a long time we had Roman banned from going to games. Yeah. Now we have this guy who's probably scared to actually go to games because
they won't touch him, man. He can go to games, bro.
Yeah, I know they won't. I know they won't touch him.
But you literally just told me the other day that they dox Win Stanley.
Nah, yeah, but that's Twitter, bro. There's a difference between Twitter and then obviously Twitter doxing and actually going to the games. Like
that's the beginning.
Egbali is a multi-billionaire, bro. His security, they'll fight half the stadium, bro, and they'll be alright, man.
Not fam. Okay, hold on. As someone who has been to the bridge, okay, and was doing an interview with Chelsea Fan TV as Paul Winstanley and Lauren Stewart just nonchalantly strolled past me with minimum security. Bro, I could have dapped up Lauren Stewart and nothing would have. I wouldn't have dapped him up, by the way, but like I could have. I'm just saying. Yeah, but like there's no security, bro. They don't.
Yeah,
they
but
don't care.
remember? Do you remember what time they came out, Marshall?
Bro, people will wait. They're patient. We've been this patient.
Yeah, but like obviously, if that was the case, then you understand. But
every once in a while,
it would have happened.
Every once in a while, CNAC makes a good point. And that's a
I
good
agree.
Point. That's a good like. I always think if they replace, they'll big up CNAC each and every time though. But if they replace, if say Egbali or Boli, they replace the sporting directors, who's to say they won't get more yes men and people that will follow their vision in that role? So it's dark, man. It's dark.
Until the money dries up. Until the money starts hurting, bro. Like, again, these guys, all they care about is money. I'm sure as soon as his wallet takes a hit, or not his wallet, but as soon as the finances show up, oh, Chelsea are in the red? Bruh. And also, someone said, someone asked me, now do you still think we're not going to administration? Brother, we're not going to administration.
Yeah, never that.
Again, we're never going to administration.
It's like ridiculous.
Again, we're not getting sold either. So it's just that you have to hope something changes, bro.
Bro, if we go into administration,
that's the only hope we have, man.
Back to Chelsea.
Yeah, man.
But by the way, what gave me no hope is like the reports as well, where they're like, the 5 sporting directors still have confidence from the people up top, and it's like, yeah, man, we're
5 sporting directors is nasty.
Yeah, so Sam Drew is a confirmed sporting director, right?
Yeah, now it's confirmed. Yeah, now it's confirmed. Yeah. It's confirmed now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Shields is sporting director now as well. That I thought was the head scout. So
no, he got promoted. He got promoted. I'm sure the year after the Palmer thing. I heard he got like moved up.
Yeah, I think like director of scouting or some shit.
Yeah, he got moved to be one of the directors. But regardless, I don't. My issue is even if they do a change of direction, even if that is what they're going to move forward with, I still don't trust the people making the change of direction. Does that make sense? Like these guys have shown me that they're incompetent. So it's like even if we're doing the right plan, I don't believe in these guys' ability to execute. I don't at this point. I really
NASCAR drivers that can only turn left, but you're gonna ask them to turn right in Formula One, and they're gonna crash off the fucking road.
I'm saying, bro, it's just I just don't see how we move forward with these guys because we're gonna keep sacking managers, but if we're not, even if we change direction, are we gonna get the right players? Like, are we gonna keep going for Mendes clients? What are we gonna get in Leao and they're gonna tell us we have experience?
Is like, Leao Mendes? Is he a Mendes client or something?
Yeah, he's a Mendes. Yeah, he's a Mendes client.
I think we might have burned the Mendes bridge with Maresca though, because remember Maresca sacked his agent and then hired Mendes, and then the drama went down, and then all that. So that might be a little bit of hopium. But Yeah, it's peak. It's peak.
Yeah, it's peak, man. It's not looking good. I just don't know where we
What do you-
realistically go from here.
What do you guys
Let's
think
talk about
the mind state of the play? Do you think that the players will the game on Sunday versus Leeds? Do you think, because obviously that Brighton game, most of them look disinterested. Do you think that they flip the switch back on? When I say flip the switch, it's not like flip the switch and become good again, but flip the switch effort wise and actually give a fuck when we play Leeds. Do you guys think that they're going to do that? I trust a blind Asian woman. Hey, that's hella racist, CNAC, but yeah, I know where you're going with that.
Will they? The thing, you know what I struggle though, is that this team really relies on. This team is really reliant on certain players to be performing at a level for them to have like belief, right? I feel like when Reece James is on the pitch, they believe, right? When Cole Palmer is firing, they believe. You know what I'm saying? When Caicedo's winning in the midfield, when they feel like Enzo is dangerous in attack, you can tell that when our best players look good, the rest of the team starts at like a Gusto, for example, starts looking better. Or even a Neto, when the team is looking good, he picks it up a bit as well.
Yeah.
But with a front line of like Neto, Garnacho, Delap, is a team gonna feel motivated? They're gonna go out there and feel like we can. These guys aren't fielders. I don't believe and now the fact that we lost Esteban, I was like, okay, so we're definitely having Garnacho Neto start, like pretty much, like unless if Garnacho doesn't start, by the way, on against Leeds on Sunday, this guy's at the club. Like that just confirms it for me. He's 100% at the club.
Yeah.
Like
I think a lot of it depends, RSM, if Palmer and JP if they're back healthy.
True.
I think Palmer most likely is gonna be back. JP, I don't know though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, man. We ain't getting no manager bounce from this. I think we lose against.
No. You know what it is. Ahmed, I still think that we most likely lose to Leeds. I just don't think it's gonna be as embarrassing as it would have been under Rosenior. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Probably be like a 2-1 loss, I think, for me. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Under Rosenior, I had that shit chalked down. Give me another 3-0. Like that's what I had. We were gonna lose 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah. The way Leeds has been playing like that first half versus United. When I watched them the other day,
they're doing well, man.
They did good, and then they came back today. I think, right? They got a
twice. Against
got a draw versus.
They got a last minute dagger, bro. Like these guys are playing with belief. They're playing with heart.
Plus, they're getting put in. Their fans are going to be out in full voice.
And this is a derby for them as well, So
of course.
Tough.
Like I'm in my mind, like I knew we were going to lose to Brighton. Like I knew like. That was a given. Like, bet your house on it, bet your mortgage on it.
Bro, I already knew, by the way, as soon as it was Brighton, I'm like, I knew we were already 1-0 down because I knew at some point Sanchez really just passed him the ball. He does it every time against Brighton.
Which he did, and they still
did. It just Chalobah saved them, but he does it every time against Brighton.
They were on us from the first minute. Like,
bro, like white on rice, bro. Like white on rice. It was
first
bad,
minute. Like that Matoma back post chance. That Sanchez made a nice save, goes out for a corner, then they score on the corner. Like as soon as I saw that Matoma chance, I said, "Yeah, we're getting pumped." And it was a miracle that it was only 1-0 at halftime. Miracle.
Yeah. No, we got absolutely pummeled by Brighton. That like again, like there's just those games.
Not Ampadu.
There are just those games where we're just like I just watch them and I'm just like. Yeah,
you can tell
nothing here.
You can tell.
There's nothing.
Yeah. With Chelsea over the years, and I'm sure other fans of other clubs that watch their team as religiously as we do, you can tell from minute one whether or not their team's heart is in it and the effort is there. And I knew, as soon as that first chance. I was like,
Jojo, by the way.
And keep in mind, we had 5 defenders and 2 CDMs in that game. And we were still getting absolutely pumped.
We're getting ran through, bro. Like it is true. I think I saw that one. I think I saw a tweet where it was like there was a coinciding of the fact that the downturn in form coincided with more time on the training pitch with that Rosenior had.
It's bad.
Like when we had a straight midweek games all the time, we were looking decent. Look, as soon as this guy started getting hands on with the team, it got worse and worse.
Yeah. You know what drives me crazy about Rosenior is the crazy aggressive man marking where Chalobah, Fofana, the center backs would go all the way, track their man all the way to the other team's 18. Like they would just go, and I'm like, those guys, if they play one pass around them, and those guys aren't good in duels, we're on the back foot, and teams are just running at us. And you see our whole team, which our whole team looks gassed. Like
one thing to put out, by the way, this is a good thing to point out, by the way, that you've made a great point for. Yeah, is that the training that was going on. One of the things that I know me and RSM were making jokes about was the bleep test. You know, we make jokes about the bleep test that was happening.
Yep.
But I think if you're doing stuff like that in training, where I think it's a lot more running based stuff like that. I think from a player perspective, particularly from guys that have been playing since Club World Cup essentially week in week out, right, have barely had a break in between, that does not help you out. Right, from a training and manager perspective, but at the same time, I low-key understand the thought process behind it, because even under Maresca, we were getting outrun, right? So if you're getting outrun, and usually it's I know it's like you said, it's not always gonna be the case, but most of the time, if your team is being outrun, at least in the EPL, right, that is not usually a good sign. By the way, that means
Where's City at in those stats about like what teams?
I have no idea.
I know Bournemouth is like third or fourth. But where's City and Arsenal in those stats?
I can look at this.
Yeah, I would recommend you do.
What was the stat? What's that stat called again?
Distance covered.
Distance ran. Yeah, distance ran.
Distance covered in EPL. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So. In EPL teams. Let's do that as well. Okay. So this is according to StatMuse. Yeah, according to StatMuse, Manchester City are first in the. What? I'm asking for distance covered, big man. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with these idiots, bro?
You know, when it doesn't give you the answer you want.
Yeah. Steve in the chat said City is 6th and Arsenal are 1st.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Okay, hold on. My favorite chatter, or one of them, is here. What's up, Axe? It's been a while. I haven't seen you since things started to get sour, and I know you really wanted Maresca out. And now I'm hearing here Caicedo and Enzo have been diabolical this season. Correction, Axe. Caicedo and Enzo have been much worse since Enzo Maresca's left. Yeah. But big up, bro. Big up. Welcome back. Ahmed, here's the thing. Why you look for it, right? The reason why I don't pay too much attention to the whole distance covered stat is because because sometimes it just depends on the style of football you play. Yeah. If we're doing possession based and we're getting to the final third after one or two passes, yeah, we're not running that much because the ball does most of the distance covered. So, yeah, on paper, I muted you, Ahmed, because it's the background noise. On paper, yeah, it looks bad because, they're not running for the players. But sometimes it's just we play possession style football. We wait for the opposition to come to us, and then we trigger a counterattack.
Or teams are going to low block us, and then we're just going to play in their half. Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, I don't know if this was just a me thing, but I feel like most teams do this. In the preseason, when you're getting ready for a season, that's when, like, when I was playing football, that's when my coach would do beep tests, fitness tests, conditioning. It would be conditioning week. And it's just a week of just relentless cardio, relentless getting you and pushing yourself and getting you to the top shape that you can so that you're ready for the rest of the season. And you normally don't do it again until maybe midway through the season. So to me, like, beep tests, Gakon tests, all this shit, this is a tool that needs to be used to get the players into shape so that they're ready to do the rest of the season. This isn't something you do to rehabilitate. It's not something you do to get the players to run more. It's not something you do for all this shit. It's to prepare for a season. They're just tired. I just think they're tired.
I understand that, and I think generally this is a point I agree with. I felt like the beat was kind of crazy because it's like, are you trying to tell me these players aren't prepared, aren't fit enough? Which to an extent is probably true, right? Again, this is why
It's probably not from laziness.
It's
just probably from being tired.
Hate it or love it, the Club World Cup did irreparable damage to these players. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
You know, and for some, they were willing to sacrifice winning the Club World Cup for this to happen as well to an extent where the players were clearly fatigued, right? So, you know, I hope some of the man are happy with that trophy. I'm personally
I am.
not.
I don't regret it.
I don't regret it.
Yeah, I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Yo, I'm a thought he cooked something there, bro. I'm really thought he cooked something there. Look at his face. He really thought he cooked something there, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't regret it.
He was cooking.
On a personal note, I wish we'd never even been in that competition.
But you know what though, the counter to that, Ahmed, is if you know your season is going to be extended through a long European campaign, which we did with the Conference League, with a very every match in the EPL in the league was of the utmost importance because we were fighting for top 4, which it was, and then a Club World Cup after that. If you're the directors, if you're the owners, you say, you know what, we're going to need a deep squad next year. We're going to a little bit bigger than normal, and we're going to need them to be quality so that the gap from Cole Palmer to the backup 10 isn't Cole Palmer to Booty Meaty, and the gap isn't João Pedro to Liam Delap, or whatever the hell happened on the left-hand side, and vice versa throughout the squad. So I'm like, the club knew that, right? They knew that even if we didn't win the Club World Cup, that it was still pretty much a month added on to our season, which we were already gassed with anyways, right? So I'm like, squad preparation, squad planning, squad building. Like we legitimately, the squad, we got worse at the striker position, right? Bar João Pedro, right? But in terms of depth, right? Because I'm pretty sure all of us, no matter what our thoughts are on Nico Jackson and
Delap is a downgrade for sure.
Yeah, Delap is a downgrade.
100% downgrade.
The 10s were a downgrade. Like I'd rather have João Felix. I'd rather have Nkuku. And don't get me wrong,
KDH,
I don't really,
brother, give me KDH.
Yeah, KDH. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want any of those guys. Like I didn't want João Felix. I didn't want Nkuku. But if you would say who's better, who would you rather have between those guys, experienced professionals that have quality, a little bit of quality, right? The consistency, the fit, that might be, TBD. But from them, internationals, to who we have now, Jamie Gittins, no career caps for England. Garnacho never gets called up for Argentina, and Argentina doesn't even have wingers. So how he doesn't get a call up there is crazy. So it's just like we got worse in the window.
Mm-hmm. No, we did get worse, and I think let's go over the rumors of who we're linked with. And I'm gonna give you guys what I think we're actually linked with, because I think my list is really bad. I have a top 3 list of realistic options.
Let me just say something. Yeah, one of the main guys we're linked with, is about running, and none of these guys can run that we've got right now. I'm just letting you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know
that's
you're
why
talking
I brought.
about.
But that's why I brought this covered, by the way, because these guys cannot run, and we're trying to bring in a running manager.
So let me read a few of these. Chelsea is still appealing to several important managers. Plus, conversations will start immediately in order to find the next manager. The next manager will lead a slightly different project, adding some experienced players in the summer. Ooh.
Yeah, of course, Bill.
There is no standout candidate, although Chelsea want to shift to a manager with top level experience. There is admiration for Fabregas and Farioli. Alonso and Iraola will be available this summer. There are expected to be 5 to 10 candidates, according to Jacob Steinberg of Guardian Sport.
My
5 to
God,
10 is crazy, bro.
You probably need that though, because a good 8 of them are gonna refuse us.
Probably, if not all of them.
Outright.
Some who work in the Premier League believe the way Chelsea operates, with influential sporting directors and a hands-on ownership, will put off truly elite managers from taking the role. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what gave that away. Begdad Bali has asked his leadership team, headed up by Stuart and Win Stanley, to start drawing up a short-term contingency plan. Matt Law said,
because these guys have drawn up a really good long-term one, right? So let them draw up the short-term, man.
Yeah, man, we're trying different things. All right,
what
so we
an
gotta give
idiot,
it a chance.
bro.
Xavi Alonso, former Real Madrid manager, is out of work, while Andoni Iraola has announced he will be leaving Bournemouth at the end of the season and has proved himself in the Premier League. Former Chelsea player Cesc Fabregas is riding high with Como. Ben Jacobs, Eddie Howe, Francisco Ferriola, Felipe Luis, Eden Terzic, also candidate for the Athletic Club, all have admirers within Chelsea and have come up in discussion for previous vacancies.
Where's Terzic at? I'm not.
He's currently without a job.
Yeah, he's without a job. He got sacked. He got nepotism sacked over at.
He voted the league to the fraud known as Osama bin Taliban. I want you guys.
I mean, it wasn't fraudulent, man. The results speak for themselves.
No, Dortmund literally would have won the league if they'd won the game.
Triggered. He got triggered.
You see,
He was mad as hell, bro.
As it stands, Cesc Fabregas is completely committed to Como's project. Here's another one for some of you like Axe who might be regretting the decisions. Enzo Maresca won't return to Chelsea. No chances of any sort of reunion. Just putting that out there. That's Fabrizio saying.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P. my guy for me.
Yes, let's go.
Guy, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Don't forget chat. Maresca out, man. There we go.
If I have a job.
Go fuck yourself, bro. Go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself, bro.
Spalletti's actually been doing a decent job.
Annoying. He's just annoying. You do find him annoying. We both find him annoying. Just comes in and just talks.
Spalletti's been doing a good job at Juve. You know? He might not even get the Juve job.
Go fuck yourself, man.
And he might not even get the City job. Crazy.
I mean, if Spalletti came to Chelsea, I'd be happy, but that's not going to happen. Marco Silva is set to be a candidate for a Chelsea position. The fact he is represented by agent Jorge Mendes, who has a close relationship with Chelsea's ownership, who would also ease any move for Silva.
What are we doing?
We're doing nothing, bro. And here it is, the big one that this seems to be. I think the bookmakers have this 2 to 1 odds that this might happen. Breaking: Andoni Iraola expected to be one of the leading names Chelsea approach. Admirers in the club for Eddie Howe, Terzic, Ferrioli, Felipe Luis.
Where's Ferrioli at?
I think Ferrioli is the Porto manager, right?
Yeah, Porto.
Okay, yeah. Sources believe Andoni Iraola needs convincing for the Chelsea job. We gotta convince them, bro. We gotta really, put a nice little bow tie on the project for this guy.
Hold on, go back to the other tweet.
This one that we need to convince.
Oh, never mind. I thought I saw something. Carry on. Also something that would confuse me. Carry
on. Andoni Iraola is of interest to Chelsea's leadership group, but those close to him have indicated he will prioritize stability at his next post. Also, he's understood to want to return to his family to Spain. Yeah. It's a short list. It's a list.
He's
for
definitely
sure.
okay.
Julian Nagelsmann, by the way, is not interested in taking over the Chelsea job.
Oh no!
No, this is an update. 2026.
He's definitely Areola is definitely Basque, isn't he? Because that last name is
he's Basque. He plays.
Oh, just let just let him go. I'm gonna let him go. This guy,
it's not even a case of.
Bro, he's gonna make all of our players are gonna fall off the bone, bro.
I fully think he would pick Athletic Bilbao over us.
Good, that's fine. I don't give a fuck, bro. Let him go.
I do too.
Me and Oliver were talking backstage before today's show, and we were just saying like I thought about it.
By the way, Marshall, there are more names that we've been linked with. By the way, you haven't included all of them. There was an article that came out. I think
he's gonna get to it. I assume, no.
I think
this is the last tweet I had. I haven't been able to catch up.
Oh no, I'll find them as we talk.
I'll put them. But this is my top 3 that I think Blue Co's gonna go for. Okay, this is not what I want. This is what I think Blue Co's gonna do. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put drum roll on each one because I think this is a solid, realistic list. Okay. The first contender for the Chelsea job is gonna be. This is easy. All right. Gary O'Neill, right? First contender. Next season, transitioning from Strasbourg to Chelsea, all right? I think most of us, betting man, wouldn't be mad with that bet. All right, the second one. Are you ready for this? Second one. We bring back Frank Lampard. Yep, we bring back Frank Lampard, bro. And you know what? When he refuses the job, we blackmail him. Right? Just like this ownership love to do. They just love to talk shit about people that reject them. We're going to damn him, and he's going to put him between a rock and a hard place. He's going to have to take the job. Okay. And the last one, guys. The last one. And we've been linked with this guy before. The last one is probably the best one for the job. Okay? Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank back on the short list. He's without a job.
This is so painful, man.
This is the state of Chelsea, people.
Scott, what were the names that the other names?
The other names. The other names that Marshall missed. There was an article. There was an article that came out.
I gave you, KG.
The other names that got brought up. So obviously, there was Terzic. There was Farioli. The other two names he's missed, by the way, that were on this list was Felipe Luis.
Oh yeah.
And Eddie Howe.
Nah, Eddie was on. Yeah, Eddie was on one of the pictures. Yeah.
Oh, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, bro. Some of the guys we've been linked with is nasty work.
I don't know too much about Luis at Flamengo outside of the Club World Cup and those few games that I saw him. So I'll never have a strong opinion on whether or not.
I don't even remember how. I don't actually know how they played because I didn't watch them. But I know that he won a title in his first game.
Yeah. Well, we got him fired from Flamengo.
Yeah,
because he called him
talking to us about because he thought he was going to be joining Chelsea.
So we said Blue Co went up to him and he like, hey, we are Blue Co, owners of Chelsea Football Club, and then in really tiny font and Strasbourg, we're interested in giving you the coaching job. So he sits down, he's like, okay, of course I'm interested, bro. Chelsea's a big club. They get into negotiations, and then they finally hand him the contract, and he's like, Strasbourg, I thought this was Chelsea. He's like, I'm not interested in Strasbourg job. Walks out of the room because he's like, I'm not interested in Strasbourg. And the other club is like, I heard you were talking to another girl, so you're fired. And now he has no job because he thought we were good talking to him for Chelsea.
Yeah,
but really we were looking for Strasbourg.
Can I say something about Eddie Howe? I know a lot of people might not like the sound of Eddie Howe, but low key.
Ahmed, why do you never say anything? Say anything of worth? Wallahi, why do you never say anything worth listening to, bro? You never say anything worth listening to, bro. Why troll?
This is not even me trolling. I'm actually I'm actually gonna go through this a little bit logically, right?
Right, I mean, what you
bro, son.
Yeah.
Wait.
All right, I'm cook.
No. I'm actually saying
burn the dish.
I think we have to think about this through the point of view of the current state of where we're at, boys. Okay, the current state of where we're at. We need someone to actually help us at the very least rebuild ourselves back to at least to a certain point. And unironically, I hate to say this, unironically, I think he can at least help us to get to set point, right? Well, at least we can have him for a little bit to help us in that rebuild period, and then bring him next to us. That's what I see actually, and that's not me saying that he's going to win.
Chat is cooking,
bro. I actually, bro, because I'm going to agree with you. Whoever we bring in right now is probably going to be of that similar ilk, by the way. They're not going to be either of the level that we need them to.
I 100% don't have my hopes up. It's going to be a respectful
That's what
manager.
I'm saying. I hate to say it, but he probably is out of the guys that we've just mentioned right now.
Honestly,
other than Iraola, in my personal, Iraola, and maybe even Marco
Silva.
True,
Jojo, factual.
Right? Like, even Marco Silva to an extent. Those two are the other two guys that I can probably look at, and I'm like, if we want them to help at least some form of the rebuild,
bro, Marco Silva, for me, I think Eddie Howe is a known quantity. I think he has such a very clear ceiling as a manager, where it's like, at least with Maresca, it was a question mark. I don't know. I don't know what he's like we didn't know what he was like at the top level. We took a risk. It looked decent enough, right?
Yeah.
Eddie Howe, I've seen it, bro. I've already seen it at the top level. It's not good enough. So at least with like a Marco Silva, fine, I'll buy you a Marco Silva. It's not a manager that I would like, but if you give me the options, give me a Marco Silva, because at least I don't know what that looks like at the top flight. I know what Eddie Howe looks like at the top flight.
Eddie Howe is
good. I want to ask you guys a question. And
bro, he lost Isak, and his team looks cheeks, man.
Of course, but again, I also think that Newcastle themselves did not help him out. If we're also being fair,
he was put in a bad position.
I mean, no, I don't agree with that. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Newcastle gave him Bruno G, they gave him Tonali, they gave him Voltamata, they gave him Anthony Gordon. Newcastle went out there, and yes, some of the players like Elanga are cheeks. I get it. They gave him Lewis Hall, they gave him Livramento, they gave him Tiao. Like, Newcastle backed him way more than any other Newcastle manager in history, right? Like, I won't pretend to know the history of Newcastle, but even like going back to like Kevin Keegan in those days, the financial investment, and yes, some of it because the owners are different, but Eddie Howe is his name should be like, he's an Everton level manager. Like, that's his ceiling. Like, when David Moyes finally decides to hang it up and they bury him under Goodison Park, Eddie Howe will be the first name, one of the first names that they bring in the door because he's English, he's safe, he knows the league. I'm sorry, like that Eddie Howe for me, like I don't even want like Marco Silva. No, not really. Like I'd rather have an Areola than Marco Silva, but I'm not like if we got an Areola, I wouldn't even be happy.
Can I ask you a question, Gage?
My issue,
this is the question that I'm asking everyone here. We need EPL experience. That's what they're saying right now, right? And I agree in that extent that we need EPL experience. But I think we do need, to an extent, a level of like a guy that can at least handle some of these big guys and at least help us to a certain extent. I remember at the time when Posh got mentioned, me and Marshall were here together. We were sat here together. I remember at the time one of the reasons why we were kind of okay, even though I wasn't happy with his tactics. I didn't necessarily like Poch as a manager, but I was like, at least he will get me to a certain point. That was the hope and aim, right? With his managerial tactics, essentially, to get me to a certain point where I can bring in someone else to finish the job for me. Do you not think that Eddie Howe can be that guy for us? I'm just actually asking you like a general question.
No, I agree with RSM's point of with Eddie Howe there is a clear ceiling. I'd rather like, and his point about Maresca was spot on too in terms of Maresca was an unknown quantity. Yes, he didn't have the Premier League experience, but he learned under the best manager, I think the best manager of all time in Pep. But I'm willing to live with Maresca's faults and see if he can learn on the job and if he can get to that level. So I'm willing to be a little bit riskier in that respect than with Eddie Howe, where we know what Eddie Howe's level is. We've seen what happens when Eddie Howe has to manage in Europe and in the Prem. He can't do both.
He struggles big time.
They have a squad that's deep enough to do. And I'm not saying Newcastle should be fighting for the title or anything like that, but Newcastle, with the money that they've spent, with the St. James's Park home field advantage, or like that should be a top 5. They should be finishing in at the worst Europa League every year.
The thing is, like, I agree with a lot of the criticism you had there, KG, and I also agree with a lot of what Ahmed said. I think the in-between is just plain and simple that, like, I think what RSM is saying is right. There's a cap to how much Eddie Howe can do. I think we've seen it now over the past, 4 or 5 years that he's been the Newcastle manager.
Yeah.
However, I do think that the first time around when they went to Champions League, it was a learning lesson. It was like, okay, shit, we're going to need more than what we just got on the pitch. We're going to need bench players. We're going to need squad depth. Like, we're going to need to retry this again. And so last season, it's a fight to get back into UCL. They get it last minute. Obviously, last game of the season, they get it just barely. And then they go into the summer, and you saw what happened to them. They just got out-bodied, out-muscled. They just got mogged by everyone. It was like, oh, you think you're the Newcastle of old? Nah, fam. There's new teams on this turf now, and we're just gonna beat you to every single signing. So I think that window was pivotal for them to actually build something off of, and they failed to do so. Obviously, because of what Ahmed mentioned, no sporting director, right? There's no direction. Like, no one knows exactly how they're gonna build this team, who to scout for. That's not, everyone's going for it. The Alanga signing, probably one of the worst signings this season.
Yeah, but Eddie Howe has transfer say at Newcastle. Yeah. So he's involved in some of those, and I get it. Like, Newcastle was getting their second or third best targets. But do you think that we're gonna go out there and give him?
You know the guy that's in charge of transfers, I'm pretty sure, at Newcastle this season is Eddie Howe's brother.
Yeah, no, we don't need that. We don't need that. But I also don't want Eddie Howe to have a say in who we get in, really, to be honest, because let's be real. No, hold on, Ahmed. I'm gonna actually criticize someone you criticize all the time, and you're gonna actually agree with me. Thomas Tuchel's eye for talent was absolutely shit. I didn't want this guy anywhere near scouting players for the team. Yeah. Because we recognized that a while ago. His eye for talent is not there. But he can definitely get players to play. So it was one of those things like, if Eddie Howe doesn't need to have a say on who to bring in, then that might be a good thing. We just got to get the best out of these players, which sometimes we just don't get the best players.
But the thing
Most
is,
times we don't get the best players.
That's all what I'm going to say, but if I'm going to be getting another 16-year-old, another 17, another 18-year-old, mate, then what's going to happen, bro?
I don't know if Garnacho is a worse signing than Langa. It's up there.
No. Yeah, it is.
No, Garnacho, he is.
Objectively, he is.
Yeah, objectively is. Yeah.
GNA has Langa scored GNA yet? Maybe
Yeah, he has. He scored actually.
Yes. Also, with all due respect, like that's Langa's at a certain club, we're at a certain club. For what we needed for what we just came up winning, yeah, Garnacho's worse.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, like, go ahead, Ahmed, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, again, like, I do wonder. Listen, we've got with Stanley, Stewart, Man City's the Man City X that keeps going back to Man City, Mr. I forget his name right now, Mr. Head Scout, Joe Shields. Sam Jules, is he the French connected that we're gonna start calling him now? I don't know who this Dave Fowler is. Dave Fowler, I have no idea who you are, my brother, with all due respect. And the reason why I bring this up here essentially is that fundamentally all 5 of these guys here, can I trust them to give, whether it be Farioli, all these other guys, the guys you're saying? I don't even believe that we're gonna sign experienced EPL players. Do you believe that? Because I don't believe that at all, bro.
I think it's a false flag. It'll be experienced EPL players. They're gonna bring back Darwin Nunez from Saudi. Like that's what it's gonna be. Like they're gonna try to fool us. Like, bro, I've been through this before, right?
Insane,
You're gonna give me Tosin level quality players, bro. I don't want.
What do you guys think of the Xabi Alonso links? Do you think that those are credible?
I would take him in a heartbeat, bro. But
you said you would or you wouldn't?
I would take him in a heartbeat.
If I'm being honest, of all the dudes we've been linked with, he's the only one I would take. The only one I would maybe take outside of him is Farioli, just because again there's a level of like, because it's a little bit unknown, and also like he has won stuff. Even though yes, it's Liga NOS, but he's won something. So like, at least there's that. Yeah. Those are the only 2. Maybe Felipe Luis is a third. I'm not taking anyone else.
Yeah. Even though I don't want to see us play 3 at the back, because the thought of us having to find 3 competent center backs when we don't even have 2 scares me. But you're right though. Like, he's managed egos. He's won stuff. He knows the league from playing here. He's going to be respected because the players are going to know that, this is Xabi Alonso. He won shit at Madrid. He won shit at Bayern. He won shit at Liverpool. He would. But then again, if I'm Xabi Alonso, would you want to take this job?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I think, Scott.
No, absolutely not. Especially like, look at what happened to him at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like that didn't go down too well. And I would like to believe Real Madrid is a better run club than Chelsea.
Yeah, but the Madrid's so different because Madrid is player power FC, and the things that he wanted Madrid's players to do, like he wanted Mbappe and Vinny to basically, I need you to give a shit on when defending. I need you to run. I need you to actually try. And they were like, no, we don't want to do that. And I don't think any of our players that we have, even though they threw Rosenior under the bus, I don't think that they would be able to get away with that with Alonso as much.
I don't think we've been linked to him, and I don't think we will be, but I wouldn't mind Glasner. I don't think Glasner is a bad
I wouldn't mind Glasner either. Out of this list.
Yeah. I just don't think he would want to come to this. He was already bitching and moaning about
where's he been linked to?
I don't know.
Any of you guys
linked to United? Maybe?
I haven't heard his name as much because he hasn't threatened to quit over the last couple.
I'm pretty sure he's
months.
Leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah, he's definitely leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving for sure.
But remember, there was a while where when Gahey was gonna leave in the last summer, he was like, if Gahey leaves, I'm leaving. And then in the wintertime, when they got rid of Gahey and then they went out and spent 40 million on Brendan Johnson, he was like, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing, Crystal Palace? So yeah, I'd take him.
Glasner might be dusty, but he's on his way to win a Conference League, which is the highest honor that team has ever won. So.
Think about the players. Like, that's one thing I
think about their model.
Yeah,
how they constantly sell and buy. Yeah,
they lost Elise, they lost Eze, they lost their club captain in Gahey. At some point,
they're gonna lose Mateta this summer.
Yeah, they're gonna lose Mateta.
Yeah.
They'll probably lose. They might lose Munoz because Munoz is a pretty decent right wing back. Maybe Lacroix will probably get a lot of attention this summer. So I give like RSM and I were having a debate or a little disagreement about Areola and stuff like that. But I do give Areola credit for where they are considering what they lost in January, what they lost in the summer last year, of being able to sort of manage that, being able to sort of develop players and things like that. But with me, I'm just worried about, does the pressure of Chelsea, how can you cope with that? You can lose a game at Palace, you can lose a game at Bournemouth, no one gives a fuck. You lose a game at Chelsea, shit, like, bro, we're ready to melt down. We're ready to crash out.
It gets wicked, man. It gets wicked.
Yeah.
Bro, it makes you do stupid shit. It makes you do stupid shit. Like, it really does. Like, some of these managers have come to Chelsea and it just completely crushed them. Crushed them. Bro, like, yo.
Yeah, man.
Potter, when he came into Chelsea versus how he left,
bro,
he looked like he served 8 terms at the White House, bro. Like,
bro,
he looked like he went through.
Oh, my man was going through it, man.
Yeah, bro. Even Rosenior,
even
Rosenior, when he came, his hairline was okay. His corners started going a little bit. He started using the black spray. Like, yo, this job ages you, and the pressure that it puts underneath you, like, it's one of the most highly pressurized jobs in all of world football. Like, it's up there with like Barca, it's up there with Real, because the fans' expectations are so crazy when it comes to Chelsea, because we're so used to chopping and changing and still winning things that we've got to kind of transition our mindset away from that. But because we've won so much over the last 20 years, we don't want to make that mindset change, because we don't want to have our standards drop. But the reality is, the owners are at every turn they're saying they got a sign up that says your standards should be dropping because we're tanking this club. So yeah.
But this is why, again, guys, I just want to say this quickly. But this is why, again, hate me or love me for making the point about what's it called, Eddie Howe. At least Eddie Howe, we can say with Newcastle, there's been some level of expectation that has been put upon him, bro. Like, hate him or love him. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I've continuously brought him up in my personal opinion, generally. Because all these other guys, man, I don't know what's gonna happen when the moment I apply a bit of pressure. You know what I mean? I always use the example, yeah. I know some. I don't know about the US system.
Yeah, but I would argue that Eddie Howe did have pressure and he's failed. Brother, he hasn't been able to keep them up back to back. Like, every time they get Champions League and they end up near 10th.
Yeah.
Like, they get UCL and then nothing else. They don't get any other Europe. It's UCL and nothing. Like, for me, that's a failure with the amount that they spent with the owners that they have. At least be like Europa Conference. Brother, he's going straight UCL to nothing. Come on, you can't do that, man.
Yeah, he's in 15th right now. He's in absolutely dastardly form.
Yeah. They've got good players, man. Like, their midfield is one of the best midfields in the league.
Their problem is their defense right now. They don't have good defenders.
Bruno's actually been out for a while, by the way. Bruno's also been out for a while, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody, like, the league is, you got to have good 14th. Depth, because guys are gonna go out, and you need, like, Livermento's been out for a lot of the season. Lewis Hall was touch and go in the beginning. I get it, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think Eddie Howe, to me, he's tried and tested, and that test that's a C-level grade.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bro.
Who would you guys like? So, out of your first choices, like, Marshall gave his top 3 of like what he thinks, but like in a realistic ideal situation, if that makes sense, like, of the people, of the names that are obtainable, who's everyone's top 3? Let us know too in the chat.
Top 3 of obtainable.
Yeah. So basically, that
already told us no.
We just read out. Yeah.
Yeah. Nagelsmann already told us to fuck off. So that's a bit dark.
My list is such a joke, bro.
Nah, for me, number 1 is definitely Xabi Alonso. I think for me is I think for me that's very, very clear to me. I think he's the one that I would hope would be able to not only come to this club and make us better, but because of what he has won and where he has managed, that he would be able to go to the sporting directors and actually tell them, hey, I have these demands, right? Yeah. And if you want me to be here, I need this, and that they'll, because we're in a weakened position, right? Hopefully they say yes. They bend a little, right? This is the first manager that they bend a little for, and we're able to be a better team for it in a better run organization because he is giving a lot more input. They put it into his contract that he's allowed to give a say here and give a say here and ask for a player that he needs if one goes down, et cetera, et cetera. Like, there are a lot of things that I think that because of the level and the things that he has won is for me, I would have him number one. I would have, oh man, because I don't know anything about that Terzic brother. I'm be with you. I have no idea about him. So for me, I'd probably put Silva second,
Terzic,
and then
bottled the league against.
I that, like you said that, but again, in terms of how he plays, in terms of like what he actually plays like, would he be a fit for our team? I don't know. Silva, I would say Silva because I feel like for me that's the unknown quantity that like maybe it could turn out to be more of like a a mid-table kind of thing, but this could be the step up that he needed. There's no way to know, but I'd rather take that gamble.
Yeah.
Whereas
Silva's kind of feisty too, though. RSM, like Silva beefs a lot with Fulham's board, so I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind if he did that with our board, but because I think it would be justifiable. But yeah, that would be interesting because Silva's a fiery character.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would do Silva. I would do Silva second, and I really don't want Areola because I am truly of the belief that if we go, because again, people are telling me like, oh, he doesn't do that in game. For me, it's like in practice. Like, look at what his players say. He has them run their hearts out in practice. Yeah. We saw that with Pod. Not only do we die in second half, this is that. So let me give a disaster scenario, right? Which is low-key kind of realistic. We get in Areola, right? We have another bad transfer window, right? We get mid players right? So we go in the season with mid depth, right? Areola tactics. Areola starts getting our first team players injured. We're forced to rely on our B team, right? So we have now we have our B team, which is awful depth, right? Championship level B depth, right? We have an injured first team, and then we have a manager who is out of his depth. What team is going through all of that this season, and where are they in the table?
Yeah, I hear you. Like,
that's why for me, like I want to steer clear of Areola, bro. Like that for me is a disaster scenario because it's repeating exactly what Spurs did. That brother scares me.
I hear you.
I don't want to our players.
So just to repeat, RSM, you had Xabi Alonso 1, Marco Silva 2.
I'll do Silva 2. And then I guess I would do Hal 3 and then Areola last, like dead last, bro. I want to stay far away from Areola.
Ahmed, let the people know. Let the people know. Exclusive.
Can you tell me quickly? Can you just tell me someone quickly, if you don't mind? Can you tell me the manager? Listen, the exclusive, Marshall got an exclusive, but he didn't listen.
You know what he's doing, chat? He's buying time right now, chat. He's buying time.
No, can you tell me the managers again? Sorry, I actually was like half hearing.
So all the managers that we just listed.
Yes, please. Can you just tell me the managers you are?
Marshall, Arsene, help me out. So, Xabi Alonso, Eddie Howe, Areola, Marco Silva, Farioli, Terzic.
Yep.
Chat. Who else? Who else am I? Felipe Luis.
Felipe Luis, they said too.
Who's that? Arsene?
No, I said Felipe Luis. Yep, that's another one.
Felipe Luis, and then Nagelsmann, which already ruled us out. Nagelsmann got linked with us and then unlinked with us in like 12 minutes.
Honestly, I think honestly, if we're trying to do like a proper rebuild and we're trying to back a manager, probably.
No, we don't want. We want you have the pen, you have the decision making authority. Ahmed's top 3.
Yeah, you're sitting in my seat. You're sitting in my seat.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're sitting in my seat.
See, because he has the same picture. You guys are such frauds, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Careful now.
Wait. How can you say that to us, RSM? Come on, bro.
Careful now.
Once you go there, you take
honestly,
a picture.
generally, I think for me, if I want to get someone, it's gonna be Xabi Alonso number 1 personally. I would personally want him. Like if I know he's not been mentioned on the list, but because he's gonna stay at Como. But generally, Cesc Fabregas would be the other guy that I'd probably be.
He told us no already too. I don't know if you saw that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But
lovely.
Yeah.
Right, but that's A and B, and then
I would agree.
C. This is gonna be a bit of a controversial one. I can't lie to you.
Here we go. All right.
My demon from AC Milan. My demon from AC Milan, Maximiliano Allegri is my third choice. And genuinely, I thought about that for a little bit. because listen, obviously he's my guy. I like him a lot. But I've always felt like I don't know if it's gonna be ideal for him to come into this management style, right? But then this season, after what he did with AC Milan, where he literally said, "I'm just gonna manage. You just give me the players." Genuinely, I think for me, if Toloki at Chelsea, if that's what you're going to do, he might be the best man for the job, in my personal opinion. Low-key. That's the only thing I would say. And the thing is, I know my demon is he can get 1 news guaranteed. Get him to 1 or 2 centre backs that are like 50 good, decent centre backs. He will make them giants. He will make them men. You know what I mean? I promise you, yeah. The amount of 1 news he squeezed out of Tomori, who's washed, yeah, and Cody De Winters, yeah. He deserves a Statue of Liberty from him alone for doing what he's doing. He's doing the Lord's work.
You know what's gonna happen, KG? As soon as Allegri comes into this team and he talks to the center backs and he goes, "All right, boys,
yeah, bro, we're
gonna do our best to keep a clean sheet," and they just react like this.
That's gonna be enough.
You know, I don't think
and then brother, and then he sees Sanchez, man. And then he sees Sanchez.
I want you to understand. No, listen. I also want you to understand something about Allegri is Italian, and Italians and black guys, you know, Italians can definitely they know how to. That's all I can say. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't listen. The experience is known. That's all I can say on that one still. They know how talent demand them. That's all I'm gonna say. Allegri, he knows a few words that's gonna trigger his voice. You know, that's all I have to say.
A few words, Jesus Christ. I haven't really thought too much about this, KG. I'm not gonna lie to you, but realistic options, if I had to make my choice, in no particular order, I'm putting Glasner on that list. I'm probably putting Xabi Alonso on that list, sure. I mean, Cesc Fabregas already rejected us.
Yeah, he did.
The only other one I could think potentially happening that I wouldn't be too upset with, mind you, I don't really like this option. I just being realistic here, is probably the Brighton coach. I think we go down that path again.
Oh no! This guy is about to get sacked, by the way, and we're making this guy look good.
Wait, why is he about to get sacked? He's in 6th place.
He was at one point in this season about to get sacked. He was been playing extremely poor, bro. This season he's been saved. I'm gonna be honest.
What is it with you and like what?
I don't want him.
Do you know where I'm going with this, RS7? Do you kind of predict what I'm about to say? Like, bro, you bring up the bad times, and then you don't bring out like it's not about like you're all about the friends you make along the way and not the journey. The journey's been made, bro.
No.
And he's in 6th place. He's in Europe. Who cares if he almost got sacked? At the end of the day, he got out of it.
Context always matters, in my personal opinion. The further we learn about that, the better. It's the reason why we've gotten some managers.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about the context in fucking 2011, 2012 when I won the UCL. What context did I give a shit about? Oh, but Chelsea played really bad that game. I don't give a fuck. I won the UCL, damn it.
Marshall, it doesn't matter if you're trying to bring someone that's below you. I don't mind if someone brings me, if you're bringing a UCL winner, that's fine, I don't really care. But when you're bringing in someone, for example, that's coming from a club that is meant to be lower than you, you have to look at the context, you have to look at the situation, you have to look at everything.
They're above us right now,
You know
that's the worst part.
And they've beaten us, he's beaten us 4 times in a row.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, by the way, it's Murska's fault, by the way, that we used to get beaten by him, because he didn't like the fact that he replaced his old mate and Deserby. And he used to talk trash to him. So he used to fire him up, yeah?
Would you guys have taken...
read the room. Maresco was also the same manager that fucking pumped 4 with Cole Palmer in the team. Like, read the room, bro.
Bro, but he used to read the room too.
Would you guys have taken Deserby?
Yeah. But it wouldn't.
The thing is, I would have taken Deserby instead of Rosenior if that was the question.
Yeah.
Deserby,
it wouldn't have worked out though.
I watched the Deserby documentary. I watched the Deserby documentary with Marseille, and I realized I have to say no to him, bro, because it was not.
Why was it? Was he crazy?
It was.
Yeah, he was insane.
He was insane. It's too much, bro.
Do you think?
And I'll be honest,
I read this stat the other day.
Actually, one stat I have to read. One quick stat I have to read. Pierre Romero, big up, bro. Big up with the stats. 91 watching, only 30 likes. That's. I'm about to sack all of you in the chat, bro. Don't make me. Dictator Marshall comes out.
That's 1 in 3. That's a 33% win rate.
Listen, Rosenior got sacked, and we're here trying to juice this for as much as we can.
That's Potter. That's probably Potter level.
That's actually Rosenior. Yeah, we're flirting with Rosenior levels right now. So smash up the likes, people, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel.
I'm disappointed with these numbers, man.
Where was the
Marshall these numbers? Why are you giving Marshall these numbers, man?
Where was the Deserby? Where was the documentary on? Was it on YouTube?
Netflix it's available. It's available on YouTube. It's a Marseille documentary.
Marseille,
4
right.
parts.
I'm gonna check it out.
Again, and I think the thing that you also need to know is that he actually, in my personal opinion, he underachieved at Marseille. He underachieved kind of.
You think so?
Yeah, he did. He underachieved, bro.
You know what though? What I think is, like, we talked about it before, right? Rosenior's like one of his strengths was supposed to be his man management.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a dickhead. Maybe we need somebody that comes in and just says, like,
bring back Thomas.
You know what it is, guys.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like think. Let me land this point real quick. A player like Gusto, right? Like a player like Gusto, he's obviously got potential, and there's a player in there, right? But I feel like if you let Gusto ad lib, he's gonna screw up. But if you give Gusto specific instructions, I need you to be here, I need you to be here, I need you to be here, he can be one of the best right backs in the league. Or, you know, I mean, because he's still young, he's a French international, like he's gonna go to the World Cup. So maybe we need a more old school manager where he's gonna be like, you know what? F your man management. If you're shit, I'm gonna call you out and that's how I'm gonna motivate you.
You know what? To be fair, De Zerbi isn't necessarily off the table, because I don't. Does anyone personally think that De Zerbi is going to stay with Spurs if they get relegated?
Yeah.
I think he did. He signed De Zerbi. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he would have put in like a clause in there.
Nah, he's like 15 million a year guaranteed, even if he goes down.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Ahmed. That's Ahmed Brown envelope type money.
I respect him for that. But listen, we need dickheads. I always say, listen, you need
yeah, man.
Listen,
look at our best manager.
I think De Zerbi was that. I think he was too much of a dickhead. You know, you need someone that can handle himself. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
you don't need too much of a dickhead, but I don't think De Zerbi can handle himself emotionally. Like you saw that at times at Brighton.
And that's what I'm saying, Wally.
Yeah. So I think for me, I just don't think that's it, man. I don't think he's the guy.
Our best managers that we've had, the only exception is in terms of like being really like a great man manager, even though Mourinho was a great man manager, but Ancelotti was the only one that was like vibes FC. But Tuchel was a drill master, Mourinho was a drill master, and those are our two best managers that we've had in the last 20 some years, besides Don Carlo. And Conte too. I forgot about Conte. Same way. Conte didn't take anything from anybody. Yeah, he tried to sell Diego Costa every summer, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
That's why I think we just need an adult in the room. Now, I think Marco Silva can, obviously, I know he's been mentioned. He probably is going to be someone that can be an adult in the room, can handle himself there a little bit, because he has got that temperament. He's got a bit of a temperament, right? If you want to use that, for example, right?
Do you guys think, real quick, Ahmed, do you think if Marco Silva is on the touchline to start the 26-27 season, I can't see fans getting excited about it?
No, it'll probably be exactly how they reacted to Maresca.
At this point, though, can I say something, though? At this point, I don't give a shit if it excites you, if it titillates you, you know what I mean? If you want to have fun with your lady, your husband, etc., etc., I just need someone that can do the job and can help the process of the rebuild right now. That's what we need to be looking at, man.
I agree with you, right? But what I'm saying is from the aspect of the club obviously needs good PR. Like, we need something positive, because the way we end this season, if we go out to Leeds, we're gonna limp to the finish line. Actually, not even limp. we're gonna like someone's gonna chop our legs off like right when we're getting ready to cross the finish line.
This
So
is
if we
why-
go into next summer and the transfers aren't there, and then the proof is in the pudding in terms of the younger players, right? Like we saw all the PR, right? We're gonna sign experienced players, and then the next day we sign Barco, right? So like we know what the transfer window is gonna look like, right? We know Penders is coming. We know that Omega might be coming. So we know, like, we have a good idea that the squad is going to be very young. Like, we'll probably get even younger, right? So from the transfer aspect of it, the transfer dopamine glucose is kind of killed anyways. So from a managerial perspective, like, I think if they can get a manager like Xavi Alonso over the line, fans will be excited for next season. Like, that would be a huge positive PR wise. But if it's Areola on the sidelines, if it's Glasner on the sidelines, if it's Marco Silva on the sidelines, as good as those guys are and as well as they've done with the clubs that they've managed, I don't see anyone saying, yeah.
I'm gonna do a little rebuttal before I do a little rebuttal though. Staffy, is there nothing going on in New Jersey right now? Is there no hookah shops open right now that am I not aware about? You know what I mean? You know what, Staffy? How about you just KYS yourself? How about that?
Yo, chill.
Can you just do that?
Yo, brother,
Thank you.
Yourself twice, bro. God
You know
damn,
what I mean? Please, you know what I mean, Staffy, man. Or just go smoke some hookah, man. You know what I mean? Just remember the Knicks lost. They're gonna lose again in Atlanta.
Not you when you don't hookah stuff.
Yeah, you're not you when you don't hookah, man. Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Is Areola, is he out of contract in the summer?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
The thing I think for me, I don't want to be a dickhead here, but I'm gonna be a dickhead here.
We need dickheads, bro.
Right? The fan
Just not
base,
a show.
low-key, they need to just shut up and dribble. So shut up and watch today, not shut up and dribble. Shut up and watch.
No, I can't. No, especially when he is part of that fan base that needs to shut up and dribble.
I know.
Nah. You know what? I didn't. No, that's a red card. That's a red card offense. And you know what, Ahmed? Just to spite you. You know what dickhead I want to bring to this team? I'll bring Diego Simeone just to spite you, bro. The king of the dickheads. The king of dickheads. He'll out dickhead your dickhead, bro. Pause.
No. But still, true. All true facts.
I'm being sarcastic. I don't think.
No,
I would say Diego Simeone, but he would never come to Chelsea.
Saying no to Simeone is washed now.
If we were like the old Chelsea and we were acting right, Simeone would fit in with us.
I think current day Simeone is washed in my personal opinion. I don't think he's good enough anymore. So I would not personally want to be taking him at this football club. Now, again, I know people do not like me to say this about Allegri, but low-key, he fits everything perfectly. If they're serious about, listen, I'm never apologizing.
Be honest with yourself. Is Allegri doing anything under this ownership, bro?
So no, but this is the question, right? We have to, but this is what I'm gonna be good faith here. Can I be good faith? I'm being good faith a little bit here, yeah, to the fan base. That's what I'm trying to be. No, so to the ownership, I should say, not the fan base, to the ownership. The ownership is saying we are seriously considering bringing in good, experience, top talent into the team, right? That's what they're saying, right? So if that's the case, I'm saying if you bring in a guy like Allegri, you give him 1 or 2, 3 good pieces into the team. You have some of the guys that already have in the team as well that you're probably gonna have to stay. I actually think you have a modus operandi that can at least go for you short-term wise, at the very least, right? Before you add to the team.
You know who
I hear you with Allegri, but I just don't think Allegri will leave Italy.
You know, listen, be honest, he's looking to move out of AC Milan right now, from what I'm hearing. So,
if Allegri comes to Chelsea, how much are you getting from the deal? Because you are on this Allegri.
Listen, I'm gonna get you real, man. No, £0 and 0 pence. This is for the love of the game, man.
Oh, so they're paying you in euros.
Yeah, in euro.
I got you.
Oh my god, man! Stop exposing me, bro. What's going on?
You try, like there's not other currencies out there. I got you.
Staffy's right though. Like obviously he's not gonna come, but I forgot to mention, and this probably isn't a bad shout. It's an unknown entity, but to an extent. But Kieran McKenna, he was a name we were linked with. That is, I think he's coming back up with.
They're currently in the playoffs. They're currently in the playoffs right now. If I'm not mistaken.
So I mean, I know it's not the standard, it's not ideal, but in the situation we're in and with the choices that we have, it's one of those like, you know what? I wouldn't mind giving McKenna a shout and see what happens. Like, I genuinely don't think he'll do worse than Rosenior.
Who's Pep's number 2? Is it Pep Linders?
I think so.
Yes, Pep Linders.
I'm ready to just hire somebody from. I know the city Joe Shields connection is crazy in terms of players and stuff like that, but
McKenna won tonight, Pete.
He won tonight. There you go, Pete, our resident championship expert. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind him, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect from him. His football didn't look terrible, but I knew it was like. You're playing with a relegation team, bro. You can only do so much.
If he stays, though, would he be inclined to keep Delap because he has history with him? Because that's a decision factor for me. Like, I don't want to see this brother Delap at the club at all next year. Like,
I get that, yeah.
By any means necessary. Like, get him. Ipswich have been shocking this season. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched too much of the championship bar, the highlights, but Linders flopped in the air.
It's more accessible to watch the championship in the US, by the way, than it is in the UK. Good joke.
It's easier to.
Yes, easier to. Yeah.
I think it's easier to watch all football in the US than it is in the UK.
Yeah.
Like we got subscriptions for everything.
Yeah, we don't have a blackout. Like which is still bizarre, but yeah.
Terrorism.
Yeah. Welcome to 1980.
Pete's onto it though, like. Iriola, Marco Silva, those are realistically probably the biggest contenders, just considering they're going to be free agents, both of them. Like I said, Hoitzler as kind of like a tongue-in-cheek because he's from Brighton, and it kind of makes sense that we would go for Brighton.
He's crazy with his football, though. When we played him, who's their keeper? Van Bruggen, right?
Verbruggen is horrible.
There was one point where it was Van Heck, their other center back, and Van Bruggen in the middle, and they were like 40 yards out, like they were close to the halfway line, and I was like, yo, if somebody came here and tried to do that with Robert Sanchez,
oh yeah,
100%. Yo,
but that's why he's gonna have Penders next season, which bro, with the way these owners make moves, they rush everything. I'm not lying. They rush Rosenior to this job. They rush Mamadou Sarr, now they don't use him. They rush Ensolino, now he's hurt. Like
do you know, I can't lie to you. Another thing to add here. This is a World Cup here, by the way. So by the time the World Cup ends, by the way, preseason has started for a lot of clubs already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, man, you've got to think about transfers. If we are going to allegedly be selling players and buying players, how is that going to be working?
They got to be there. The fact that one report came out where they said they didn't have a shortlist plan, yo, they need to be, their targets need to be, they need to be aggressive with their targets. They need to be aggressive with their managerial stuff. They can't be reactive in this summer. If they're reactive this summer, we're absolutely screwed. Because you're right.
That's why man.
You're absolutely right. The window in the summer for anybody changing their manager, you're gonna have less time to work.
And the thing is, it's not only us as well. That's the other thing to consider, guys. Everyone, so United is changing managers. We're changing managers.
Yeah.
I don't think City's gonna change manager at this point. I don't really feel like with Pep. I don't think he's leaving. I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win and he leaves.
Maybe that might happen, but I just don't see it happening either way. But it's a lot of guys, man. I'm planning to change manager. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Callum, back to Callum, man.
Callum,
I can't believe this, man.
You know what?
Respect of the players.
He was in charge, so we got the draw on City. We lost to Fulham 2-1 with the Cucurella red card. Wasn't there a third one that he was in charge of? I think
no, it was just those two. It was
just those two.
Yeah, because Carabao Cup then it was Rosenior. He took over Charlton.
Okay,
yeah. Mark Cook, man. There's even a possibility we stay with this guy.
I want to just actually say, shout out to my boy Callum, man. Callum, he might get a championship job.
Shout out Dan Potts.
He might be getting a championship job, bro, at this rate.
Yeah, he has to get his license first
from the under 21s.
Bro, to be fair, like he actually shouldn't be allowed to coach us technically.
He has no badges, right?
Yeah, he has no badges. He doesn't have a license.
Like I got no rep.
Loophole. Like we shouldn't be able to put him out there.
Respect that. But hey, fellas, I got to get out of here. I'll give you my top 3 real quick. Definitely Xabi Alonso one. So that means he'll probably turn us down by the time we wake up tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, I
fucking X.
I differ with RSM on Areola. I don't mind Areola. I hear all your concerns, RSM, and I think it's 100% valid. But I think we need like a little bit of intensity in the team and a little bit of that. And I think he's better tactically than Depache. So I'd go Areola 2, and I'd go Glasner 3 for it. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Other than Xabi Alonso, I'm not excited about Areola or Glasner or even Marco Silva. But we're so down in the dumps that, brother, we're starving. But big up, big up the chat as always.
Big up, boys.
Hey,
Big
take
up,
care.
boys.
Big up.
To be fair, like there's also not many managers out there. Like managerial market's not like we're going through like a rebuild phase, right? All the greats from the last generation are on their way out the door, and we got these new hot shots coming in. So like there's a transition period here. I wouldn't touch the Porto manager, honestly, because I saw what happened at United, and that scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's understandable.
What do you say? Sorry,
that scares me.
I said the Porto manager.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
In terms of getting people from the Portuguese league, I'm assuming he's
saying. The thing is, he bought the league at Ajax, so as well, that's one thing to consider too. So
this guy from Porto, what was his name again?
Ferrioli as well. So I think, listen, Marshall, the problem is, man, every name we're mentioning right now, barred if you can by some miracle of some level of existence up above, or if you can sell your soul to the devil, stuff of the sort, you're not gonna get the creme de la creme right now.
Oh, of course, yeah, we know that.
Yeah. So
Is there a chance? Is there, like, I don't know. I feel like the intelligent thing is to wait until after the World Cup, anyways, because no manager is gonna have a preseason, anyways. Like, just wait for the manager roulette that's gonna happen at the end of the World Cup, right? See who goes, see who leaves, and go from there. I think right now trying to pin down a manager is too premature. And I think right now, like all the reports are saying that Xabi Alonso is waiting up on Liverpool, anyways, right? So if he's winning up on Liverpool's gonna, every single report pretty much says that Liverpool is going to keep Slot, right? That's what's been reported. So just let them tell him a hard no, and then just go and then just go crazy before the World Cup, right? Like at that point, if it's Xabi Alonso, like he's the only one I would be completely okay with getting before the World Cup. Everybody else, there's no reason to rush, zero reason to rush.
I'm not gonna lie though, I agree with that. I'm actually, I was saying this as a joke. I'm actually scared they're actually gonna go for Thomas Frank. I'll be so real. Because when you look at their short list,
they're going to go for Thomas Frank. Marshall, are you autistic?
I said I'm scared they're going to go for Thomas Frank. Yes. Why wouldn't they, Ahmed? It was under shortlist before.
He almost
just failed spectacularly.
He's failed spectacularly and is set to get Spurs relegated. Why would they go for Thomas Frank?
Because we have idiot owners.
I don't know if they're that dumb though.
They're idiots, but they're not gonna go for a guy that's almost get someone relegated. They've never done that before.
Yeah, maybe. Listen, maybe I'm worried.
I think if you said Ange, low-key, that would have been funny, but I could have heard you say maybe if you said Ange.
I would have heard Ange maybe even a bit more. Yeah.
Yes. Ange actually low-key makes sense. Like if you said that, I would have been. You know what? Come on, I actually hear that, bro.
Listen, I just get scared about these things, P. I say them and then I'm like, shit, did I just manifest that? Fuck. So I get a little bit of a, oh fuck, man. No, because like I genuinely don't know what direction they go in, because we talked about all these managers. I just don't understand how any manager or any manager's agent can look at the state of Chelsea, look at the trend of how managers leave the club, and think that that's possibly going to look good on your career. What makes it even worse is how they slander you after they kick you out. Like, again, that's fucking nasty. You're pretty much saying, fuck you and fuck any other job you could potentially get down the line. Like, I don't remember them doing this much nasty work for Potter. But, like, fuck me, man. They were talking shit, slightly talking shit on Poch. Poch got the U.S. job, and now they're rumoring he might get the Real Madrid job, which I doubt is gonna happen, but it's a rumor.
Oh my god,
But,
that'd
like,
be hilarious though. William in the mud, man.
But like, look at how Maresca went, and now they were talking so much shit about Maresca, and now with Rosenior, and Rosenior was the guy that you guys brought into the situation. Rosenior did not just like, you know, step into this and say like, yeah, I want this, I'm the guy for this job. No, you kind of just forced them, and then you talk shit about him on the way out. So I don't know how any manager, Areola, whatever, like you
Marshall doesn't watch. Marshall, I don't know if you watch US sports, man. That's what they do all the time, bro, man. This is not nothing new, man. They be cooking. You don't watch your own sport, bro. Have you seen what they do in the NBA? What they do in the fucking NFL? They be crushing it on the coach when he leaves, bro, to make sure that they don't get a lick of like blame.
Doc Rivers, that brother's getting put in the dirt. Bro, Shams hit a gritty. Shams hit a gritty on ESPN when that brother got sacked.
Shams was legit. He said, "Listen, man, I want the Bucking organization to know I was right." You know what I mean? You know, they keep it up. They need to start focusing on themselves.
He said, and I'll drop more, brother, and I'll drop more.
Yeah, it just worries me just how shit our institution's been run. That I just don't know how any manager, outside of just a manager that's inexperienced and wants to use Chelsea as like a stepping stone club, would want to come into this club knowing full well they're going to get no say in transfers. They're going to have to deal with micromanagers around them. And they're going to have to deal with the brunt of the blame for when things go bad at Chelsea. And they're going to have to hold it from the audience, from the match-going fans, which Rosenior held it. Maybe not as much as Maresca did, but he held it at the end there. And now he's gone. It's just, I don't know, man. This is tough. And now in hindsight, like I look at their previous like short list, obviously they had Thomas Frank on there at one point. Arne Slot was on that list at one point, but then he turned us down. And now I don't know if I would take him now either. Who else was on that list? We had Luis Enrique, obviously he turned us down. Nagelsmann turned us down. Areola looks like he's going to turn us down. Glasner there's no links to, but I don't think he would come to this club. Marco Silva, maybe. Hurstler, maybe. Like, the names is just shit.
Like it's literally like for me, like the two best ones, Felipe Luis and Xabi Alonso. Everybody else, I'm just like, man, that's mid, man.
Yeah. And Xabi Alonso has no ties to Chelsea, so I don't see why he would want to come here.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only reason I see he would probably want to come here is because, to be honest, we're still a big club. Like, it's still not the end of the world.
I mean, yeah, I kind of hold on to that idea sometimes that we're still, by name, we're still Chelsea, we're still a big club, but I don't know how much of that holds true anymore. It's like after this season, I feel like we've gone down a lot. Not as much as like Spurs.
The thing is, like, you can say that, but like, what other big club is going to be in for Xabi Alonso if it's not Liverpool? That's my big question. Because if we are the only person in, and then everybody else is like mid clubs, then we're number one. That's my big thing. Is I don't see any other team going in for Xabi Alonso this summer if it's not Liverpool. And if it's not Liverpool, we have a shot, man. We're the front runners, in my opinion, as long as we want him.
And I don't even think Liverpool are going to go for him because it looks like
I don't. Every single report says that Slot's good. He got UCL football. They're going to stick with him because he just won the Prem last season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting.
Brother, it's going to be another hell summer, bro. I'm just so tired.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's going to be saga after saga. Like, fuck me, man. I got a lot of work to do.
That's exactly how I feel, bro.
Yeah. Like, okay, let me ask you guys this. I feel like it's two sides of the same shit sandwich. But would you have preferred to just have stuck with Rosenior to the end of the season? Or are you okay with this decision of just getting him sacked?
I would have minded if he kept him, I'll be honest.
Rosenior?
Yeah, just gotta finish the story, bro, I'll be honest.
I would say that he did have to go just after the comments he made. Like, I don't think you can literally tell like the entire world like the team I'm gonna put out on Sunday is the real Chelsea team. If somebody doesn't make the lineup, they're frauds. Like, I just don't think he can't be allowed to come out on Sunday after saying that. Yeah. Like, if he didn't say that, yeah, let him finish the story or whatever. But bro, after he's saying that, you just can't let him say that, bro. Like, that's bad, bro. That's bad.
Dog. I agree, RSM. But TA, bro, like, I feel
Fries
like
in the
TA
bag,
is one
man.
of. I feel like TA is one of the people that whenever I even say or even mention like we're gonna win one game this season, he calls me delusional, tells me I need something what you're smoking, and then you come here and say this comment, bro. Why would Inzaghi come in if they promise him 3 to 4?
By the way, I do have to say this, by the way, because I know we're not. I think you're probably not gonna end up doing a preview, right, Marshall? Is
Probably not
for Leeds, yeah. To be honest, if the players win against Leeds and it's a good performance, these guys definitely want a Rosenior sack. They were playing like shit because they did not like him. Let's be honest. If we come out on Sunday and it's guns blazing, these brothers made a bed for him to lie in it. That's what you say in Spanish. That's what
low key. Then if they do that, then they're dickheads, bro. You can't respect them.
No. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying like if they do that, then bro, like come on now.
Bro, big up Pete.
What up, Pete?
Big up Peter, man. What's your opinions, Peter, man? Let's hear it.
Yeah, wait. No, this is a good question, Pete. Top 3 out of all the names so far that have been given.
Top 3 names that I would pick, or like top 3
out of the names that have been circulated in the media right now.
That are best for our situation. Like,
yeah,
what is
top
the
3
parameters? Sure. Do I have to put them in order, or can I just name 3?
No, just name.
You can just name 3. You can just name 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Marco Silva.
Okay.
There you go.
Iraola or Felipe Luis. I don't think they would ever hire Felipe Luis, like seriously. Mainly because it's like an ode to Roman Abramovich. I think they view it that way.
Weird.
But this whole talk about waiting till after the World Cup, I don't think we're in a place where we can do that. I mainly wanted to hop on to push against that notion. We're about to not have Champions League. There's like this. I don't think Xabi Alonso chooses Chelsea if Liverpool don't pick him this summer. I think he just waits for Arne Slot to get sacked.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
I don't see the point of using that dude's like political capital within the game to come to this version of Chelsea. But it's very hilarious that we've gone through an extra manager this season that we just really didn't need to go through. Like they could have just given they could have just given Maresca till the end of the season, and they could have just like dealt with it. But I will say I would prefer Marco Silva to Iraola, just because I don't like how kamikaze Iraola's football is. I don't think that would be good for our squad, like fitness-wise and consistency-wise. Marco Silva's not like a sexy name, but I've seen Marco Silva function in this league with 3 different clubs to a pretty decent level. Like he guided Everton to top 8. He's finished top half with Fulham, and he did well at Watford in his 1 season there. So I just have more of a sample size of him doing decent things in this league. It's not like a high ceiling, like we're going to conquer the world under Marco Silva. But we need to stabilize ourselves as a consistent European competing, like competent club. We can't continue having these crash out seasons. Like I think if you drop Marco Silva in this team tomorrow, we would do much better than if you dropped Iraola in this team tomorrow.
Yes, agreed.
Probably.
Like I don't know. I don't like these boom or bust type of managerial appointments.
Yes.
I'm not really dogmatic about style. I get that McKenna was on a short list 2 years ago, but I don't like the job he's done at Ipswich in the meantime.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him.
Yep.
I'd rather him come up and prove that he can do something in this league with that Ipswich team.
Yeah, staying up would be a good start.
I'm not even saying you have to stay up. I just prove that you're more competitive than you were last time. Like,
yeah, fair.
They got all this hype and all this praise last time. They
true.
didn't really do shit. Like, I feel like he got a ton of praise and hype because he came out of the Man United like coaching setup.
So you said Marco Silva and what was it?
Marco Silva, Felipe Luis, and
Iraola.
So you wouldn't want Xabi Alonso then?
I just don't think there's any way that we get a Xabi Alonso. I can't see it. There's no way. If Liverpool don't pick him, I think he just stays on his couch.
Yeah, he probably pulls it on. Just waits till the right job is ready.
Yeah.
Why, Pete? Why do you think? Because I don't think anything is going to happen during the World Cup. So I don't think getting a manager before the World Cup ends makes any difference in getting it after. Why do you think that's
makes a huge difference? Because you can't just have a
so?
managerless. You can't have a managerless club in the third week of July. When Antonio Conte was managing the Euros, we announced that he was going to be taking over in April of 2016. We knew who the manager was. You cannot just have a vacant position 3 weeks into July, 4 weeks before the opening of another season. You cannot do that. We still have players that are going to be knocked out or are not going to be going. We still have some sort of preparation that we can do. There's no reason to just leave the position open and hope that somebody falls to us. That's stupider than sacking Maresca in the middle of the season, and that's stupider than hiring Rosenior and pretending that it was going to work out. You cannot just have a managerless club in the middle of the summer, guys. That's not how this works. That's ridiculous. Because then who takes training for preseason? Who helps prep the group?
Yeah.
At least if you name a manager, you can hand it to the coaching staff that's on the ground. That coaching staff can talk to the manager and can coordinate something. It's ridiculous. This idea that, oh, we can just wait and get what's there at the end is, it's not feasible. If they do that, they're dumber than I thought, and I think they're pretty dumb. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just one of those things that, with the amount of options that there are right now, I think a lot of people just want to see what more options can be available after the World Cup, which I get. But
yeah, but like
there is still a preseason during that World
people
Cup.
are kind of asking the wrong questions. Like, I get that we want like a big name manager and like a flashy appointment. I can understand that, but like, guys, we cannot demand that if we're not in Champions League. Like, we have to understand that.
Thank you.
Because these guys that are Xabi Alonso and whoever else, or even in Allegri, like if Allegri wanted to move clubs for whatever reason, Juve are still in fourth, right, Amit?
Yes.
And they look pretty set to get fourth place.
Yep.
Yeah,
and,
so if you're good,
I can't lie to you, Spalletti's actually done a great job. He had like a bit of a wobbly period in the beginning. He's done great well. Shout out to him.
Okay, so
Spalletti.
Juve are still in fourth. So Spalletti's probably not moving. Allegri's probably not moving. Yeah, there's not a Xabi Alonso. Why would you go from Real Madrid to pretty much publicly waiting for Liverpool to then settle for Chelsea?
What I'm saying, like, I don't think there's same thing goes with Xavi Hernandez. I don't think there's any ties to make him to allure him into the Chelsea job. Like, I just
under its current setup, like, why would you use all your political capital as a aspiring manager to come to this version of Chelsea? Like, it only makes sense that they can get a Glasner, a Marco Silva, or Iraola, who are all conveniently out of contract, wouldn't require compensation paid to a club, and would be happy to sign a 3 or 4 year, like, pretty modest deal. I don't believe they pass up all three of those guys to go out of their way to get somebody else. But my biggest fear is Spurs go down and they try to hire De Zerbi after he walks from Tottenham after they go down.
The thing is, he's saying that he wants to stay there. He's agreed to even stay there after they walk, if I'm not mistaken, though.
Okay, we'll see. I don't believe that first.
The thing is, the thing, I was going to say this to you real quick, Pierre, yeah? The thing for me is that, the one thing we have to ask ourselves, is that they're saying we're gonna have some time to think, and we are seriously considering reconsider changing the model. So if they truly believe that, and then they say they're going to change it,
I don't think they believe that. I think they're telling us that because it sounds
exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too, right?
But
so
sure.
But I'm saying let's go. Let's go with both angles. Let's go with the one which you probably think is gonna happen, which is that the model's not really gonna change. They may do the same thing shit they did, where they just bring in like another Tosin level player, right? That's the experience that they're currently mentioning, right? Then for me, the most likely guy is probably going to be a Marco Silva or Iraola. I'll be honest. That's probably that's probably the guy that they look to bring in, because then that sort of fits their quota. But then I came back to this. I said this the other day. Iraola likes his guys to run, likes his guys to move. It's very different to Maresca, but who's tactics.
He places a premium on like mobility and covering ground and being proactive in pressure. Yeah.
And realistically, you know, if I look at us, we do have quite a few players obviously that can do that job, right? But I feel like he probably will be a guy that suits us the most, low-key. He will be the one that's kind of suits the team the most if we're looking at it from that perspective.
Silva or Iraola? I'm sorry.
Iraola, probably.
I disagree, man.
I disagree with that. Yeah.
Why would he not?
I think Silva just slots right into the club and is just happy to have better players at his disposal than he's ever had.
Yeah.
And like Silva is shown in multiple spots, he'll kind of work with what he's given.
There's no way Scott Parker's been added to the list.
Light Scout is very debating. He's asked me, Ahmed, do you still want club to go to administration? So leave him.
I don't even hate Scott Parker as an idea, but not for Chelsea, not right now.
Yeah,
I respect the work. I'll put it this way: I respect the work Scott Parker's done in the game more than Rosenior. Because at least Scott Parker showed me he was able to conquer the championship. Rosenior finished 7th place twice.
Yeah, I just think Silva probably fits in more than Iraola because I just don't think, with how we've seen early onset under Maresca, at some points during Rosenior's time here, we just can't do that quick on transition type of football. Like we don't, respectively, we don't have the good center backs to really defend that. I just, based on the very little football I know of Iraola, I just don't see how that's going to help our team. Yeah, maybe the attack will look better, maybe. But I just think defensively we're going to get cooked unless we reinforce those center backs. And kudos to Bournemouth for, this season having been, to an extent, their defense being ripped apart and still doing as good as they've done. That does say a lot about Iraola, but I don't know. Between just the way we recruit, the pressure that comes with the job, I think it does. Because let's not forget, the beginning of the season, at some point in the season, I think it was around maybe December, November time, Andoni was under a bit of pressure because the results started to fall off.
Oh,
and that's when I had my hot take about Semenyo.
So he's in that context now, Marshall, that I was using for a certain Bright manager.
Yeah. There you go. There's your context.
You fraud.
Yeah. But I mean, at many different points in this season, Silva, Iraola, or Glasner all had major struggles. That's what happens at mid-table clubs, but nobody really cares when you win 1 game in 9.
Oh wait, hold on.
At those kind of clubs, but you can't do that at Chelsea, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy the idea that they're gonna do competent manager gimmick or experienced manager. 'Cause I don't see, or a big name rather. I don't see how they get one under this setup in this summer. This is a worse managerial market I think I've seen in a long time.
I can't disagree with that.
And we sacked Maresca, man.
Yeah.
They surely could have just made peace until the summer. Surely.
Yeah, they could have just easily been like, yo, my bad. All right.
You can't tell me
I'll
that.
put it this way. I'll put it this way.
Center back. That's it.
If we were top 5 right now and looked pretty comfy for it, I think this ownership group would have been able to go out and get a Xabi Alonso, for example.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's.
I cannot see him coming here with no Europe and spending all of his political capital doing that. At that point, why not just wait for Liverpool? But say we were both in Champions League next season, and Liverpool says wait, I think he comes to Chelsea. I don't know, man. We're just such a circus right now.
We're just in a weird spot as well, yeah.
It's so weird because other than shit, I have no way of something to build off of to say like next season things are gonna get better. Like I just don't see how
things will be better.
Two big stumbling blocks.
Things will be better next season because Rosenior won't be here. Like, guys, yesterday was the worst Chelsea performance you've probably ever seen.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about it today. I was like, is that the worst performance I've seen? Like, I think that's worse than the 6-0 at City.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I just the way that we got swamped immediately. Like, we saw a great save from Sanchez, a goal conceded, and a shot cleared off the line in 12 minutes.
Yeah,
like
that was
I don't know,
worse
man.
Than Middlesbrough.
We got put. No, it was easily worse than we got put under yesterday, guys. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. We're in such a weird spot manager-wise, but I don't think they can afford to just wait long into the summer. Like, that is not going to happen.
Do you think in any way, shape, or form that this now being the sixth manager that's left the club, and with everything happening around the club, with the chance going straight to Iqbali, do you think at any point Iqbali goes, you know what, I'm giving these guys one last chance, and if they fuck this up again, I got to get rid of them?
They don't even deserve one last chance. If they weren't announced to be leaving the club in that Rosenior statement, they're not leaving the club. Because what clearly don't understand is every time you push the eject manager button and you run the same playbook, basically blaming them for everything that went wrong, you're just wearing out the patience of the fan base. They'll get on the next guy even quicker.
Wearing out the patience of the players.
8 days ago, they were saying, we think Rosenior's the man long term. 8 days ago.
Yeah.
What could have changed between now and then? How did their opinion completely 180 over 180 minutes of football? If he was 180 minutes away from potentially being sacked, why would you say why would you go out of your way to say we think Rosenior's the man for the long term? This is why when Surfer and I and Ahmed were pointing out these random votes of confidence, we're like, oh, he's obviously on borrowed time. Like, you guys have to learn how like double speak work, and we need to like start picking up the subtext of messages. It's like you got to stop taking these guys at their word, because they'll talk out of both sides of their mouth. Anytime you start getting random votes of confidence from owners, you know that guy's on his way out the door. Never mind, like, I truly think for results-wise, I think it was bad, because we lost 7 out of 8. When's the last time we've lost 7 out of 8 that you can remember?
Nope.
Maybe Frank Lampard's second stint. Maybe.
I don't even think we lost 7 out of 8 though, because we had hella draws, bro.
I feel like we just kept losing and losing in that season.
No, because we had the odd draw in there, bro. Like this was worse in terms of a run of 8 games.
Dude, Lampard's interim spell. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
There was a good run of losses there. I just don't remember how many.
No, there was a lot of losses. Like the long spell of losses you're thinking of was 4 L's in a row.
Yeah, I told you, man. Yeah.
4 L's in a row. Then we won the 5th game. We drew. Then we lost twice, and then we drew. He won 1 in 8, but that's 5 points in his last 8. In Rosenior's last 7 in the league, we had 3 points. If you want to include the Leeds draw, it's 4 points.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Like, the run we just went through was worse. It just doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, results-wise, it was bad, but then you factor in the players obviously looked like they gave up on him. Like, Ahmed, I think you and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
And Arsam, you might have been there too, but like, after PSG away, it's like, hey, I don't remember players publicly questioning tactical decisions by the manager. And I was like, I don't remember that happening under Maresca. I don't even really remember that happening under Pochettino.
Exactly.
It's like, I can't remember the last time this happened. Other than like the end days of like Lampard's like permanent term. under Roman. I was like, I don't remember this getting leaked or people giving interviews post-match. I'm like, ooh, there must be a rift there. So there's clearly a problem. And he was never able to get the group back on side from that day. I truly think him starting Jorgensen and that going how it did and us losing 5-2 after being 2-2 after an hour, I think that sealed his fate here.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think that was the beginning of the end. Because
that was the end. That was the end.
Yeah, that was the end.
Yeah.
The beginning of the end was getting rid of Maresca, but
we didn't lose 7 out of 8 in 2014. No way. 2014, hell no.
I don't remember.
I don't think you guys have ever seen us lose 7. Actually, we lost both legs to Real Madrid. So in all comps, we lost 6 in a row. Yeah. Now that I think about it, under Lampard's interim term.
Okay.
But like either side of that bad run, we have enough good results to where that doesn't look as bad as what Rosenior just did.
And you know what? Like, I think the end being PSG makes the most sense because I remember very specifically that first Tuchel season when we couldn't get it across the line against Real Madrid. I think after that UCL, the players just said, there's nothing to play for. Obviously, the results or the performances weren't nearly as bad as this, but like it gets to a point where now as a Chelsea fan, you can kind of tell when the players just like give up.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all, to be honest. Our results didn't go... Like, we started drawing games and losing games, but our results didn't go as sideways as everybody's talking about.
Not as this sideways. And the player quality was better then.
Like, we won 3, drew 3, and lost 1 of our last 7 after going out of the Champions League, or one of our last... So, hold on. So, 2 losses, 3 draws. Is this 4 wins? 3 wins.
Because I remember the drop off. We were like comfortably in Champions League, and then we just completely started to.
This drop off that you're talking about is 12 points from 8.
Yeah, it's nothing compared.
You know how you know what we got in our last 8? I believe it's 4 points.
Yeah, probably.
If someone
4 or 5,
it might be 5 points.
Villa was.
You want to? That's not in our last 8.
It's not. Has it been that long?
Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna
we
say.
lost 5 in a row. We beat Villa.
Yeah.
We lost to Arsenal. So that's 3 points in 7. And then I think before that's the 2-2 versus Burnley, or the 1-1 versus Burnley. So yeah, in our last 9 games, we have 5 points. The last 9 league games.
So yeah, he had this.
But yeah, this drop off that Marshall's talking about after the Champions League, I just don't see this on paper anywhere near what happened.
It doesn't matter. It was just an example that I just remember.
No, it's just people. No, see what Marshall's falling victim to is agendas on Twitter.
Agendas on Twitter. No. I don't know. It's not Twitter agendas. I remember that season vividly. Us after that UCL dropping off from comfortably in the UCL spot to oh shit, like we're now counting on the last day of the season to get back into UCL.
But that also didn't happen.
It did.
No,
well, the season before that was when Spurs saved us. We got.
Yeah, that's a completely different season.
That's a completely different season.
We weren't counting on anything on the last day. Why do you think that? Why do you think that's what happened?
I think because we were comfortably in 3rd, and then we started to go lower. The gap between 3rd and 4th got more narrow and narrow after that UCL.
Yeah, but on the last day we were qualified. We qualified with a 1-1 draw at home to Leicester City.
Yeah.
In match day
Spurs saved us, but Spurs defeated. I don't know who they beat, but Spurs beat someone.
No, I'm talking about 21-22.
Before.
Oh my bad.
Talking about the season.
Talking about 21-22.
Yeah, I'm talking about when we went up against Real Madrid and just didn't get the result we needed to continue in UCL.
Yeah.
I just remember a drop off after that, but it was never like this. And
The problem is the drop that happened after that was kind of like to be expected. It was probably the biggest game of the club's.
Well, yeah, it was.
The players' lives. They literally thought they'd won the game. Then Modric did what he did, so it was kind of like a crazy it was an emotional moment.
We were still in the FA Cup.
Yeah, we lost against Madrid and then we won a semi-final against Palace like 3 days later.
Yeah.
So like even this huge drop off you're talking about, like we still got to a cup final. Yeah, we lost that one on pens as well, and that sucks. Like, I don't know, man. It just wasn't the end of the world.
Well, a little bit of breaking news, and Andoni Iraola would be open to staying in the Premier League according to Fabrizio Romano. Just came out right now. Just came out. So.
Wait, what did he say?
He's open to staying in the Prem.
He's open to staying in the Prem.
Yeah, no shit.
So
yeah,
he's not going to go back to Spain.
Well, they also reported he wanted to go back to Spain, him and his family.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, what club in Spain is going to hire Iraola for more money than he would get staying in the Prem?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day...
Madrid aren't going to hire him, bro.
Yeah. No, they're not. At the end of
for
the day...
For him, unless he wants to like go and be the manager of his boyhood club, and like the team that he played for in Athletic Club...
Athletic Club?
Yeah, that's it basically.
I don't think they're gonna sack Valverde.
No, he's leaving apparently. It's already confirmed.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, Areola?
No,
Or
the manager
the
of
Athletic
Athletic,
Bilbao?
the manager of Athletic is
Oh,
already leaving.
okay.
Yeah, unless the Valverde is already leaving, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think for me, this is why I was making that point, bro. I think for me, at the end of the day, right, unless he would slide quite easy at Athletic Club, he's a former player there. He knows.
I'm gonna say they would never sack Valverde. He's like their most successful coach in modern history.
Pretty much, yeah. He's won them like is it 1 or 2 trophies that he's won them?
2 trophies: the Super Copa and the Copa del Rey.
That's what I'm saying. So it's.
But yeah, they would go down with Valverde.
If Areola were to come to Chelsea, what is the likelihood you guys think he's gonna be able to work with the club?
Sorry.
I mean, he'd have to learn, right?
Because yeah, I agree. He would have to learn, but I don't think he's ever spoken out at Bournemouth about or complained because Glasner at Crystal Palace he put up like, hey, if you sell Gahey, I'll leave. He had criticisms that he would make in front of the journalists. I don't think Iraola is that kind of a personality that he would out like any issues or hang out any dirty laundry on the club he's working with when they don't give him what he wants. So that kind of suits what Chelsea want, right? We don't want managers with lip. So maybe Andoni Iraola works in that sense, but I don't think he's a yes man, Waldo. Yeah. At the same time though, like, I don't know, like it's like a kind of, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because at one point, yes, I want a manager that's going to bring authority and like be respected, but most of these managers probably laugh at half of the ideas that are pitched to him by like our directors, and that alone will probably get you sacked.
We're expecting managers to stand up publicly to their employers, and it's just not going to happen. Or else, if they do it, they're going to get sacked.
I don't want it to happen for that reason. Like people
but
say,
like they're not gonna. He's not gonna come in and be some strong personality. He's gonna be the same guy he was at Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Like, I don't think he's ever had any issues with the board or calling them out or complaining publicly about his, the recruitment at the club. I think he just
his ambitions
put his
are
head
not
down and just boom, kept working.
You have to remember, like, he took over for Gary O'Neill, right?
Yeah, right.
Ahmed, is that right? In the Poch season,
Gary O'Neill was the Bournemouth manager before Areola.
And he was.
Yes, he was
Because they sacked Scott Parker, right?
Scott Parker got sacked. He basically like stabilized them, but then
he kept them up the first season they were back, right?
Yeah, then he went to Wolves the season after because remember, what's it called? They didn't give him the job. They waited and gave Areola the job instead.
Yes.
Gonna be
I mean, boys. I just don't see I don't see Iraola being some like strong polarizing personality. It's just not his type of thing. I don't think the Chelsea board are hiring somebody like that.
Oh, I mean,
I can't see them doing that. It would take a certain level of humility and acknowledgement that they need to take a back seat, and I just don't think they're going to do that.
I agree. The only one that I could even entertain the idea that they would want to work with that is that personality is probably De Zerbi, just because of how buddy he seems to be with Igbali and images and videos that people post on the internet.
Sure.
Then,
I don't.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope this board isn't stupid enough to try and hire De Zerbi after he goes down.
Yeah, we'll see, man. This is going to be an interesting remainder of the season.
That's my big fear, man. If they go down, do not hire that guy. Well, don't hire him either way, but...
Wait, you don't like his football or just his personality or both?
Both. His football is super overrated. I've never seen a guy get more ratings. He's Italian, right? He gets more ratings in this country than he does in his own country. His volatile personality relative to like the lack of success across his career also just doesn't make any sense to me. Sitting there after Marseille finished fucking 30th and bottle at 3-0 on the last match day and talking about how, oh, this is the club for you, you're ready to fight for your life, blah, 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 and then walking like a week later. Like, dude, you're a bitch. He's a bitch. I don't want him. Like, no, the only people that like love De Zerbi's idea of... People will sit there and love De Zerbi's idea of football when really that's just him operating within the model of Brighton. Like, you guys are going to do it with Hertzler in another season or so. Like, if that guy wasn't lucky to get picked up by Brighton, I don't give a shit about his football.
Yeah.
It's overrated, man.
Fair. Yeah, that's... I don't know what... I mean, we could probably talk about this for longer, but I feel like we're just droning on the same thing.
We just got to see what happens.
Yeah, we just got to see what happens, yeah.
We got to see like how the season ends, one, because that also determines what bucket we're shopping in. On the off chance we win the FA Cup, we are in the Europa League chat, even if we finish 14th place. So just understand that. We could fight for a Europa League place the honest way, but like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, so we got to see what comp we're in. That's gonna determine what sort of manager we're looking at. If by some grace of God we squeak out 6th place and Villa does the thing, so 6th place gets Champions League, and by hook or by crook McFarlane gets it, then like maybe you might be able to talk me into a Xabi Alonso thing. But our percentages of that are probably underneath 5% of happening. So I'm not even going to waste too much time.
Changes a lot of things drastically.
Yeah, the reason they can, the owners can talk about how long term they believe and blah 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 and like faith and time and trust, but they know it's a dollars and cents thing. If we don't have that Champions League or that European competition at all, that's a bunch of revenue that they're going to hemorrhage, and they cannot afford that. They couldn't afford to just write off the season. That's why they made the pivot to Rosenior. We think it's dumb. We think they should have coexisted until the end of the season, right? But they can't afford to let Rosenior fully car crash the season either. They have to try something.
Yeah,
the results do matter. In these last few games, the results are important. We might not feel that way, but the club absolutely do.
Yeah. I think up until yesterday's performance, I didn't think they were actually going to sack the guy. But once I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is
untenable. It's untenable. That's what I was asking in your chat on, when was it? Yeah, was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, hey man, did they sack him before Sunday or after?
Yeah, it's before, clearly. But yeah, I honestly, like, with this manager being sacked, I'll be real with you, Wally. I don't even I know I was saying it before, like, I don't care. I have to have Champions League football, but bro, with the way they just sacked Rosenior, not to say that I think he was heading in the right direction, but shit, the instability in the club, I rather just not have Europe at all. Give the new manager a season to just figure this shit out.
Let's get some Europa League, baby. Let's do this.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, bro.
You guys aren't real demons. Give me Europa League football.
We'll see what the players have to say, because under Callum McFarlane, who knows? Players are gonna step up. Some players are gonna hide, and then we'll see what happens in the summer, man.
Oh, EPL turf. We definitely don't deserve UCL.
Oh,
nobody's sitting here thinking we're actually going to do this.
Yeah, but it was one of those selfish things. EPL. I just want to watch my team play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, even if we crash out the same way we crashed out. But yeah,
waste of time, bro.
We'll see what happens, ladies and gents. We'll keep our eyes peeled on what the links are. We'll see what happens on Sunday against Leeds as well. We're in the FA Cup with Callum McFarlane at the wheel.
Oh, I still think we'll lose.
Yeah.
But if we win, good for McFarlane, genuinely.
yeah.
Like, I will be happy for him, but I do think we will lose. Shout out to Leeds, by the way. Stoppage time stunner to get to 40 points on the season.
Yeah, they stepped up in the most recent 3 games.
I told you guys, and they still got the Burnley voucher to cash in if they need. They're not going down.
Yeah, but West Ham are flirting with relegation. They just love flirting with that relegation line.
Man, West Ham will beat Spurs. West Ham will beat out Spurs. I'm not worried.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting end of the season, ladies and gents. But as always, smash up the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Rosenior's been sacked. Arthur's gone. It is what it is. We move on to other main characters. But if you haven't already checked out the memberships, there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you are proper casual and higher tier members, we give shout out at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to Matt, Lanre, Sadiq, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys for the support. And big up to everyone else who's also a member. Big up to the rest of the chat as well. We're going to raid out. Did I set up the raid? I don't even remember if I did set up the raid. Let me check chat. And let's see who's there to raid as well. I totally forgot to set up my stream the way I'm supposed to, but it is what it is. No, CB's on. Okay, let's go raid out CB. Let's see what CB's up to. Let's see what he's talking about. But yeah, there's a raid message. CB1 Millie, let him know where you're coming from. And for one last time, ladies and gents, as we depart from the stream today, Rosenior, it was nice knowing you, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it wasn't that nice, man.
Best of luck in your future endeavors, and sorry that Chelsea just completely fucked you over. So, big up, guys. Have a wonderful night. As always, stay casual, and
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that